Alrighty, hello. There's some new changes, some new extra things. It is a new month of streaming. We have reopened the submissions queue for all the stories we're gonna read. I am excited. Sorry for the text box having a lot of other things. The chat box. We were we were testing out the new things earlier, but I hope there's some fun new things. So yes, for anyone not being able to see it because you're watching the VOD later, their story submission queue was completed, and we have a new Google form that you guys fill in. It has everything with like oh, I can actually show it. I can show it. It looks like this. It looks like this. Isn't it so neat? This is the new Raccoon Story submissions. There we go here. No questions? There we go. Hello, and welcome on in. It's good to see you. I think you actually submitted a story for us to read today, right? Hello, and welcome on in. I'm gonna go ahead and let the Discord know that we are up and going. So, stream starts now. Yes. Oh, yeah, Roots was hinting at you guys that there was a... I did. That's so exciting. I'm excited to see it. Yeah, that's right. You did get a fancy new badge. Let me see over here. Wait, what happened? 2-month subscriber. NASA Artemis 2. Oh, is that from seeing the cool launch from the NASA stream that you showed earlier in the blah 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 in the Discord? There we go. I'm getting words right. Let me get out of this bright screen. This is too bright. There we go. Yeah. Oh my god. I think you even said that your little one got to see it too, right? You called them just in time to see the launch. That's so sweet.
Hello, is this thing on?
Ah! Well, did it work? Did it work okay? It was good. It didn't have an echo. We were so worried it was gonna have an echo, but I think it worked okay. At least to my ears, it worked okay. How about everybody else? No, it was great. It was. Oh my god. Roots, you did it. Oh my god. Good job, Commander Roots. That was one of the big projects they were working on today, was the Google form and getting the text-to-speech little raccoon guy up for you guys. Oh my goodness, it works. This is fantastic. Huge congrats to Commander Roots today, guys. Commander Roots did all the work today. I didn't even help. Everything is up. Hello. Yeah, the stream started. Hi, Bobicus. I think you submitted today too. Hello. Oh my goodness. I'm so happy. So everyone say thank you, Commander Roots. Thank you. They're a really nice younger sibling who helps their big sibling figure out all this tech stuff for you guys. Commander, my commander.
It seems to be working, unless I'm a bit hard of hearing.
Ah, yes, it worked. It worked. Thank you, Commandant. This is fantastic. So I can still see it in chat, so in case I can't hear it entirely, I can still read it. Oh, the volume's a little low. Okay, I can go, let's go over here. No. Okay, what if I go over here? So on OBS it looks fine. Let's see, maybe it's in Stream Elements? On Stream Elements, or the monster thingamajiggy, its volume is 100%. So I indicate what order you have, but can I not be first? Alas. Oh, good, that's totally fine. So besides for you, let me see. We have... Let's see if I see this name right. We have a Trinix 337, who was here already ready to go right when we started the stream. I hope I said that username at least somewhat right. We also have Bobicus, Hide and Heart, and then Deathshead 419. Those are the ones I have in right now. So yeah, a Trinix was here ready to go as soon as the in OBS. Can I turn it up? In OBS, it's 100%. It's max volume. Hi, what? It's good to see you. In OBS, it's... I can't type. Jeez. There we go. Just in case. Sometimes Roots has a little bit of trouble hearing me in the stream, so I figured I'd type it in too, just in case they're just reading it. You'd up the gain on your microphone, though it's coming... Wait, for my microphone? Also my audio? Ooh, wait a second. Sorry if you guys are hearing me mess with the microphone.
Submit until you finish your critiques on my first book.
I know, I'm working on... Cat, what did you do? What did you do? That was that Luna? Hi, Luna Tuna Fish. Have you considered not doing that? She knocked a lot of stuff down. The TTS is quiet. Yeah. You think you like this? So my microphone, I hope, is okay now. I upped it a smidgen. But yeah, oh, we have Roots over here. But yeah, see the TTS? It's 100. It's all the way up there. I have a cat named... technically Mama Cryptid has a cat named Luna. It's Mama Cryptid's cat. Let's see. Do you want me to test it out again? Hold on, I might be messing with some stuff for Commander Roots over here. Let's see. Yeah, it's a Blooba stream. Yeah. Sorry, we're trying to figure out the TTS stuff to see if we can turn it up. For OBS? Okay, I'm gonna let Commander Roots. Commander Roots has the stuffs. Properties. Oh. I see. Sorry, everyone. Hold on. Technical difficulties. We're getting tech support right now. And then I'll go ahead and let them see it. Trinix, if you are still here, you were the first one in the thing, so I don't mind starting with you. I think we do want to start with Raccoon Channel 6 news. I think I did say that we would start off the new month with catching up with Raccoon Channel 6 news, because I was so happy. I was working through that queue last month in order to be able to catch up with the Raccoon Channel 6 news, because I think I'm a story or two behind. So I think we can catch up today. Maybe encourage some more raccoons to submit some more news stories. And then, let's see. So can you guys hear the TTS at all? Or is it, and it's just really, really quiet? Or you guys cannot hear it?
Rudimentary tech support or tech support? There's a difference. And I'll submit a news story if you like.
Oh my goodness. Hold on, I can't even see my screen right now. Oh no. Okay.
I don't know if I should embrace this or...
You can try raising it first. Let's try it. We'll do one thing. And then we will see if that works. Okay, we did a thing. And now maybe we'll test out the, Oh, is that just manually doing what you're doing here? It's just manually doing that. Oh.
I think the threshold is what needs to go even further. Yeah.
Beyond the threshold?
Hopefully.
Okay. Well, let's see if it works. Some account linking for stuff. It's all good. Hey, I'm doing tech support stuff. We're all good. We're gonna take a few minutes to chill, relax, let everyone come on in and hang out. Okay. Okay, everyone. I think we're gonna test out the TTS. So if it's loud for everyone, I'm so sorry. Give it a second.
A triple A.
It did it. Could you hear it okay? No?
I don't know if it's submitted.
It's submitted. I heard it.
Okay.
Well, it might just be a really quiet TTS for today. That's all. I don't know if we can fix it. We might have to fix it for next stream.
bit better.
So do we just have to make it go even higher? We gotta do regular keys. Oh. Okay. Okay. I think that's the max it can go.
Okay.
So just do that one. Okay. Hold on, you made me white because you were clicking the numbers. You're not supposed to click the numbers. It's the white. Oh, sorry. It was the doppelganger.
Okay.
This?
Yes.
Okay. Here. We're gonna test it again for poor Roots. Could you hear it okay, Roots? How's that one? Hi, Lambda.
Better.
So I don't think you should be the test then if you can't hear anything, Roots. Okay, so if that's better, I think we'll just leave it at that and we will fix it next time.
Yeah.
So, alright, let me catch it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Roots. Thank you everyone for dealing with us. So I had some scuff. We will, if I know TTS is a little quiet today, but it's totally good. I know that we might have some tech issues the first time we launch it. But just a fun little thing. Let me see here. I couldn't see chat at all. I had no idea what you guys were saying. Anyways, can you turn it up? Let's see. You could up the gain on your microphone. So yeah, the TTS isn't part of the microphone. I think that was part of the issues. You're in considerable pain, Duncan? I'm so sorry.
I was trying to compliment you.
Aww.
TTS said no.
It's all good. It's all good. Tech support, text... story. We can hear it. It's a teensy bit quiet. Okay. I just suspect it's a dislocated clavicle. Oh, for your pain? Oh, I'm so sorry. Poor Duncan. Let's see. Yeah, well, I was a white woman for a little bit there. We're impatient raccoons. I don't know why it said no. I don't see anything about no. But anyway, I believe... Well, where is, when Archives is on? But there's before, if I can't get it back in the morning, I'll go to hospital, but I really would rather not. I feel you on that one. I'm so sorry. But yeah, take care of you. No matter what, take care of you. But I get you too. I try to avoid the hospital as much as possible.
Shadows of a sailor,
What?
forming wines both foul and fair all swarm, down in Carlisle, he loved a lady many years ago, here beside him stands a man, a soldier from the looks of him, who came through many fights, but lost at love.
I didn't know my little raccoon could be such a little poet over there. How eloquent, Mr. Raccoon. Yep. He's a little known fact. He's a if I can click on him, he's a cute little guy, see? He's a pretty smart little raccoon. I'm gonna make him a little... Do you think that size is good? Eesh. I think that size is good. He looks cute over there. Clap, clap. Okay. So, I don't believe Archives is on. Otherwise, I would start with Channel 6 Raccoon News, but I don't want them to miss it. Let me check over here. Let me see what my chatting is. So High didn't want to go first. I don't believe Archives is on. So we can start with a Trinix. I think they said that they are up. Let's go over here. There you go. This is their Twitch username. Do you see it? This is the This is the new Google submission forms for the stuff. I'm hoping it'll keep things a little bit easier. Part of it is actually asking what the Twitch username is, because one of the big difficulties I had was the Discord usernames and the Twitch chat usernames were different sometimes. Sometimes they were the same, sometimes they weren't, and therefore like people were coming on and waiting for their stories, but I didn't know they were because their usernames were different. So that was one of the things. Oh my goodness. So let me see over here. So this is Trinix. They said it's a short story for their submission set in a world I made for a longer project, taking place about 2 years before the main story. So it's a little short story before their main story. Got it. Something is pinching me, owie. It's not HNA and it contains no spicy scenes. Alright, let's take a look-see. There we go. And then I can go ahead here. I think if I actually go to this, Control C, and then I go over to properties. Yes, I can.
Said business opportunities, not pilfering. And, again, for the record, I've never once stolen anything. Except for maybe Empress Zakura's crown. Once. And maybe that lovely man she had with her, but I returned them both, I swear.
Yeah, it worked. Yeah, it works. I don't know. It's, hold on, I had to cough real quick. Let me find my mic. Okay, there we go. I got that cough out. I think I've just been talking too much the last few days, so my throat's not doing too good. Yeah, I could tell that. I think you've used that quote before in chat, so I instantly was like, oh, okay, yeah, that's from one of your stories. Alrighty. I wonder if I could put a character limit on the TTS. Though it's not a super long message. I don't know. But I'll check it. I'll look into that later. For now, I'm just happy it works, even if it's technically quiet, and we can always fix the quiet for another stream. We'll try to make it a bit louder for in the future. That will... Oh, it does have a limit? Huh. I wonder if I can make it a smaller limit. Roots was over here when they were making it, and they were saying things like, oh yeah, I need to give the raccoons a voice. I need to help support the raccoons and giving them a voice for the masses, right? Because they have a prestige as a commander. This is the thing I mentioned about the magic system when I was here. Oh, very cool. Good. So we get to see that now. Cool. So, sorry for kind of being all over the place, Trinix, while your story's up. I'm so sorry. I think it's a new month. We have a new TTS model. I have
Cheese.
Is that what's on the little raccoon's brain? They're just thinking of cheese. But yeah, a lot of fun stuff going on. The story submission's open. They have a Google form. I keep wanting to say Google Doc. It's not a Google Doc. It's a Google form. Alright, but you were talking about your magic system. First of all, huge congrats. This is the first story of the new month, the first story submission we're reading. I'm so excited. So you're saying this is a short story. It's based before your main story by a couple years, by 2 years. And it's this magic system. Are you looking specifically for a critique on the magic system? Are you looking for critique on anything else for your story? Let us know if there's something in particular you want critique on or feedback on. It is 10 pages. I'm probably not going to be able to read the full 10 pages today. I was just mentioning it. Okay, perfect. It's efficient. Yes, this is the voice of the raccoons. Yeah, Roots wanted to provide a voice for the raccoons, and I was over in the background over their shoulder being like, yeah, give it a cool down. I don't want too many raccoons talking. And I'm over here like, I wonder if there's a text limit. I don't want them talking too much. I guess, maybe I'm biased. I guess I was limiting the voice of the raccoons. Hi, Rebecca. It's good to see you. Oh my god, that's a cute little emote. That one's cute. So let's see. So yeah, Trinix, otherwise, I think this is your first story submission here, right? Trinix, I think this is the first time we've seen your work. If I'm wrong, please correct me. I like to try to keep up with whatever everyone's writing. You got lots of them, all purple dragons. Oh my god, that's so cute. Oh my god, maybe I should have done for dragons. I love dragons all throughout my life. It's one of my favorite genres in fantasy. I love dragon stuff. But nope, I got my little raccoons over here. See, look at these little guys. I got raccoons. Remember, everyone be nice but helpful. That's right. Oh, hey there, Rebecca. Oh, you guys know each other. This is great. So we're gonna be able to read Atrenix. Atrenix is work. Atrenix's work. There we go. The city seems to breathe during the spring, you know? Diana explains. In the morning, men go out and run the errands. The women are going on their morning gossip. The workers are arriving and working hard, and we're just another part of it all. My special obsessive autistic interest are dragons in purple. I love it, I love it. There's so much more. Oh, you're fixing up an outline? Oh my goodness. That's fantastic. Doing all that hard work, doing those hard stuff. It's a matriarchal world, just for info. Okay, so it's matriarchal. One quick little note, so it's workers are working. Maybe there could be some other word here that we work's not used twice. But that's just a general thing. It's also dialogue, and sometimes we do things like that in dialogue. So it's not like a hard fix, but just as a little suggestion. I'm having an emotional crisis because I can't find an uncorrupted version of my manuscript. Oh, say it ain't so. I'm trying to myself what I tell others. It is also a teenage perspective, so there is that. Okay, so younger perspective, matriarchal society, there's magic. Notice you can do it better. That is a good thing. If you did it once, you can always do it again, and you can do it better now. That's a good point. Hey, to give you feedback, I had a short story I did for college for my creative writing class, and I found the digital versions of it. I found it in the Google emails. I found it in all this different stuff, and all the versions of it on saved on computers I could find had this one ending, and I was like, I don't remember that being the ending. It ended very abruptly. It ended in a way I didn't remember. I'm like, no, it had a completely different ending. This is so weird. I was cleaning out my room a little bit after that. I shared that short story with the raccoons, but I told them, hey, this is a different ending than what I remember. This is so weird. I found the printed out version that I had marked up with pen during corrections during my open critique at college. That is the only, it's all wrinkled up, it's torn, I think it has coffee stains on it, it has all this stuff. It's this one crumpled up, printed out version of the story. That version has the story ending that I was thinking, has the better story ending. That is the only version of it that is saved. It's this wrinkled up paper that has the ending I was talking about, so I need to actually type that up soon to share with the raccoons again. A true printed copy with the stains. So I'm just saying, sometimes it is weird and wild, whatever version of it you can do. Sometimes it's an old printed version. Sometimes it's a weird, like, picture of the piece you sent to somebody. Sometimes it's in an old email you sent to yourself, but it's an old email account you don't use anymore. It is wild. Where those stories turn up. Sometimes you have an earlier version of like a draft of it in like a notebook from a diary that you have in the back of a closet in such and such place or whatever. Like, you know, they are everywhere. So while you keep hunting, yeah, definitely keep hunting for it. But yeah, worst case scenario, you can always do it again. That idea and all that good hard work came from your brain. Your brain can do it again. But honestly, it's wild where those things turn up, not gonna lie. The first few original draft versions that I'd sent to my alpha reader, but yeah, there must be an uncorrupted save somewhere, because I'm obsessive about backing up. What things can get a corrupted save? Can Google Docs get a corrupted save? I know nothing about these. I mostly write pen and paper, so I'm over here and I'm like, I actually know nothing about this. Let me know. Let all of us know in the chat. Should probably warn that. Okay, violence and stuff, that's probably fine. That's all good. Thank you for the self-harm warning, though. We'll see when we get there. We'll see how bad it is. But yeah, let me know, how do we avoid corrupted files? Do I just have to keep saving separate files? Does that overload a computer? Man, I should learn all this stuff now that I'm doing more tech things for my little raccoons here. Doesn't everything look so nice on the stream though? We have the chat box. We have the author stuff here. We have the raccoon here. We have me in the corner, and I'm always the best feature on the screen. Am I right? Yeah. I've been a huge advocate of Scrivener for so long. The universe might be telling me to switch. Oh. Wait, so was the issue this was something not saved on Scrivener, or this was something that was saved on Scrivener and got corrupted? We do have a mod now! We have it in the Discord. Root set it up. I don't know if I set them up for Twitch mod yet. But yeah, they're just a helpful extra pair of eyes to help me out when I'm not looking at the chat, in case the bot comes by, in case a little raccoon's acting up. They're just another little raccoon that's trusted with the ban button and the timeout button. But otherwise, nice, wonderful, friendly raccoon just like you guys. Yeah, you just Discord them. Okay, perfect. I was gonna be like, maybe Roots did it, but I don't remember doing it. There's one here on... There is one here on Twitch. I think it should just be me and Roots. I think it's just Roots. Knitbone in the Twitch chat. That's Roots. I was writing on Scrivener and it had been saved, but now when I open the save, all the scenes where the story was are gone. The research content is still there, so it was on Scrivener and you logged on and now it's all gone on Scrivener. Oh, that's so scary. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah, my bad, Roots. Yeah. No, it's all, they just have a different username here. But yeah, Knitbone on Twitch chat here is Roots. Ta-da! That's them. It's the same one. It's the Final Fantasy XIV character. They're Knitbone, which is Comfrey. Comfrey is known as Knitbone or Bone Knit. Yeah, but only the actual manuscript words. Everything else is still there. And there are like 2 scenes that are there. I don't get it. I don't know tech stuff either. I got nothing for you. If any raccoons in chat know more tech stuff on how to save corrupted files or get info back from Scrivener, please help a raccoon out here. But I'm so sorry. That's where my expertise ends. I don't know any of the tech stuff. That's why I can't. I'm a basic cryptid. I just write pen and paper for the most part. I feel fancy when I'm on the computer and I just use a Google Doc. You know? That's the extent of my stuff. You're usually the tech support person. Oh, I'm so sorry. Hi, Raymond. It's good to see you. Welcome on in. We were just starting this. Let me hold on before I get too sidetracked. Poor Trinix is over there like, excuse me, my story's on it. Blue person, you gotta read my story. So the city seems to breathe during the spring, you know? Diana explains. In the morning, the men go out and run the errands. The women are going on their morning gossip. The workers are arriving and working hard, and we are just another part of it all. Diana's personal servant, Jean, is gathering her dresses as they leave the seamstress's shop. Mistress, are all these dresses really needed? You already have so many, and you always tend to stain them with blood. It's so hard to clean out, you know? Jean tread off, following Diana as she headed to the carriage. So for this one, this isn't a full critique. This is just a little like, hey, just to let you know for formatting. Since this is another person talking, this is Jean talking. This should be a separate paragraph. We have a paragraph break here. You do have paragraph breaks, but this new person speaking, every time a new person speaks, that's a paragraph change. Little lurky listening, all good. Yeah, you have tech issues. Don't you worry. You focus on your tech issues. Yep, for each new person's for dialogue. All good. That's why we do critique stuff, right? We all learn something new. Sometimes the person learning something new is me. I always say, against my will or not, I always learn something new each stream from you raccoons. Today I already did learn something. I learned that files can be corrupted on other sites like Scrivener. I had no idea. And I realized I did not consistently capitalize mistress. Oh, see, you already found something before I even did. See, you're already such a smart raccoon. So let's see. Take me back home, please, she says to the driver. She gets in, and Jean across from her, trying to not make her dresses spill all over the carriage. So, the last... I think these are both female characters. It's Diana and Jean. I think Jean's also a woman, too. Is at least a female. Oh, Jean is a man. Okay. Never mind. Oh, so it would be Jean? I think they pronounce it Jean, right? So, like, in Les Mis, it's like Jean Valjean, and it's not Jean Valjean. It's Jean Valjean. Oh, okay. So then, I was gonna say, if they're both female, it could be a little confusing saying the she, but since Diane is the only woman here, that makes sense. Okay, so it's... I'm so sorry. I was being such a silly cryptid saying, Jean instead of Jean. You had to understand, though, in, for Americans, some of us do just say that is actually a name. You can have, other names like that. It's normally a partial name. Is there any accents in the name Jean in French? Not sure about the accent mark. Oh, for like writing it out? I have no idea. I don't know enough about the French language, which you think I would after taking French for several years in school. But now it's all gone. All gone. Jean, do you know anything about the court's culture? Yes, mistress. I have a basic understanding of it. He isn't lying. I'd be able to tell. This amethyst is quite painful, but useful. Is this the beginning of the short story? Or is this in the middle of the short story? Is this like chapter 3 or 4 of the short story? Just to clarify, I just wanted to ask. The ride back to her home was a slow one. Most nobles were out today, getting ready for the largest ball of the year, the Ball of the Moon. The ball will be attended by the Empress herself, the higher class nobles, and some lower class who deal with some business expenses of richer families. By the Empress herself, the higher class nobles, and some lower class who deal with some business expenses of richer families. This will be a major political chance to put her family higher up and become second only to the Empress herself. No chapters, just the 10 pages. This is okay, but I was asking, this is the beginning of it. So yeah, okay, this is the standalone thing. This is the beginning of it. At her home, she opened the gates and rushed to her quarters and opened her gem bag, got her medical equipment, and numbed the area around the gourd gem. This is the hard part. She rolled up a pillow cover and bit it and pulled. The makeshift gag helped muffle her screams, but someone could have heard if close by. As she is wrapping her wound, there is a knock on the door. One moment, Diana shouts out. Lady, are you all right in there?
This is the only Spanish I remember. El queso está viejo y mojoso. ¿Dónde está el baño?
I'm not sure what that says at all. But hi, Zatara, it's good to see you. Says this about the name. Jean is the male name derived from the Old French. Oh, you see, but I know if you tell me it's French, I think most people, as soon as they realize it's French, you know, to say that as Jean, I would not have any idea to say those two names as Jean. I would have said Jahan or Jahan. I would have said it as like some other accent. I wouldn't have said them as John. So is it one of those things? Are they introduced to the fact he was French near the name? No, this is the very beginning of it. So that's why I was like, I wonder if this is in the middle of the story. Hi, Zoe. Oh my goodness. We held off on doing the Raccoon News because I was like, I wanted to start with Raccoon Channel 6 News, but I don't see our archivist. I'm going to wait a little while. It's not the real one. Sorry, it's another one. I totally get that. I absolutely understood. We're having empresses. We're having follow the moon. We're having these fancy dresses. We're having a servant helping her into a carriage. I kind of understood this is a fantasy world, so I don't want you to apologize for that. I totally got this was a fantasy world. But if this is an introduction to your world, there are some things here that I think you're assuming people would have already read from your main story. But remember, this is a short story, and it's technically a prequel to the main story. It happens 2 years earlier. So yeah, it is a chapter 1. They said this is no chapters. This is the very beginning of it. This is the start of this little prequel project. So what I'm saying is some of these concepts, I'm like, okay, there's something with gems here. There's these characters. There's magic here. Some of the stuff hasn't been introduced to the readers yet. So us as readers, we're getting like, wait a second, I'm a little confused. What's happening here? Let me restart my lo-fi beats. Oh yeah, it's feeling fantasy, so otherworld. Okay, this isn't really an introduction. I just wrote this not thinking about that. Okay. Probably should have written a bit more exposition. Hey, that's how we figure stuff out. But yeah, so okay, this wasn't really an introduction, so is this not gonna be the main part of your story? It's not gonna be part of a series, it's not gonna be... Hold on, let me rephrase. I think I'm making this sound confusing. So it sounds like there's a main story, which isn't this. There's a main story set 2 years later, and that sounds like it's the main piece you're working on, which I'm assuming it's either gonna be published in some way. It's going to be traditionally published, self-published, made into a comic, made into a TV show, whatever. It's going to be its own thing. Yeah, so it's what I said. I said you have a main story, which is set 2 years later, meaning this story that's here is a side story set 2 years earlier. So yeah, I said it right. I think I said it right. You hope it's going to be published. But yeah, but these are technically 2 different things. So therefore, just be aware I might be giving you feedback on this, but you're thinking readers know information from that main story 2 years later. It's all good. It's all good. No need to be sorry. We all get that. I misread stuff all the time. That's the words right in front of my eyeballs, and I still misread it. So it seems like there's a bit of context missing, because I think you expected maybe some readers to read the main story, already get that context of the world and the characters and how the society works and what kind of genre we're working in, and then read this short story. So that's what I'm saying. It seems like there's some context missing. Show it in a little bit? Okay. Alright, exactly this kind of insight to where the reader gets stuck in for. The magic, I mean. Okay, we mostly want the feedback on the magic system then. We have the tiny raccoon in the corner. Is that what I think they are? Yeah, it's a tiny raccoon. It is the text-to-speech raccoon. And you can pay it for either the Roots coins, the raccoon coins. I forget what I call them here. Roots coins. You can do it with your chat points here, with your Roots coins. And that will be for the first little bit here to help you guys spend your little coins that you've been working and saving up so hard for. And then in the future, I might switch just to bits, just a couple bits. I think I have it at 50 bits or something right now, like 50 cents. Man, you left me behind last night. Yeah, see? So you have you could do 17 right there. There you go. Gonna try and get into urgent care in the morning. Easter weekend means long queues. Oh, I'm so sorry, Duncan. Yeah, you take care of yourself. All our best wishes to poor Duncan over there. You're hanging at Milu's? Nice. So one moment, Diana shouts out, "Milady, are you all right in there?" So yeah, this would be another paragraph. And then another. "Can you come in here, please?" Jean quickly opens up the door and rushes to her, sighing. "Mistress, you must stop doing this yourself. We have an infirmary and medical staff at all times." Then they're supposed to be stop doing this to yourself. And they're supposed to blah, 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 blah. I can't even speak right. Why am I correcting people? I think this is supposed to be a 2 here, Tio. He gets down and helps her wrap up the wound. Hold on. Is this... There's a knock on the door. I'm checking what tense this is. I thought earlier it was a little bit past tense, but now I'm looking at it. I'm like, no, maybe it is present tense throughout the whole thing. She says she gets in. But no, here, at her home, she opened the gates and rushed. That's past tense. And then it goes back to present as she is rapping. So I think it switches tense a little bit. I think it's really subtle, but I think it goes from present to past to present tense a little bit. So I would double check that too. He gets down and helps her wrap up the wound. You did clean it, right? He asks. In response, Diana just looks away shyly. You really must remember to do that. You could get an infection otherwise. Jean quickly unwraps it and grabs the cleaning agent. It will sting, mistress. A Minecraft server. Oh, that's so nice. That's cute. He warns. Yes, I know. Just do it already. Jean pours it on a cotton swab and cleans up the wound. Diana reeling back a bit, but staying quiet. Jean wraps the wound back up and keeps it from falling off. All better. How does it feel? Diana responds, It stings, but I'll be fine, thank you. Of course, my lady, at your service. He says with a slight bow. I'll be off doing my duties. If you need something, I'll rush over urgently. Jean walks out, closing the door behind him. So yeah, sorry, I was pausing a little bit because I was trying to keep track of who was saying what. So it starts off this sentence with Diana responds, and then it says her line. That's why I was like, wait, what's happening here? Sometimes when we do that one, I thought Diana responded with all better, how does it feel? But no, it was the other way. Have a nice stream, friend. Thank you so much, Trallian. Diana sighs. I hate how kind he is. She gets up, stumbling on her hurt leg, but it will heal by the end of the day. She goes through all her dresses, unsure which to wear tomorrow for the ball of the moon. The current fashion is dresses with plain colors, with boring patterns and skirts. Diana liked more flair, however, like what she had grown up seeing. Yeah. I hope they have a wonderful night. And poor Duncan. I hope they get taken care of. So when you have dresses, there, as a technical term for a seamstress, there are the skirt of the dress versus the bodice of the dress. These are talking about different things. The same way you would refer to like the sleeves of a dress, right? But here it almost sounded like it was dresses and skirts, like skirts the separate piece. So I would maybe clarify with boring patterns and skirts. Does it mean and boring skirts for the dresses? Does that mean like the cut of the skirts are boring? Are they just really simple gathered skirts, rectangular skirts, short skirt? I'm not quite sure what it means by boring skirts here for the dresses. But it's not technically wrong to say the dresses have a skirt. That is the technical part. The same as the bodice, the sleeves, the skirt are all parts and aspects of the dress. But if you did mean it as a separate garment, like, oh, the dresses and skirts are boring and have boring patterns, then skirts should have been moved up here with the dresses, just to clarify. That is me being a little seamstress nerd right there. Me being over here like, oh, wait, we have clothing, we have garments, oh my goodness. Her father was a widower most of her life, her mother having died at childbirth, until recently when an upper-class woman picked him as her spouse. She was kind enough, but she didn't fit well with the court, writing her family name instead of earning her high spot. That's a run-on sentence. Although she had influenced her father to the point where he will spoil the both of them greatly, which Diana was grateful for. They were one of the richest families in the nobility, but this ball had a chance to increase their influence even further. Okay, so this one we do have some run-on sentences here in this paragraph, where the sentences are talking about multiple different separate topics. So I would double check your sentences here especially. Diana, please come down here, her stepmother shouted from the main room. Ugh, she walks down to the main room. Yes, ma'am, she said in a polite manner, which she did not mean. Okay. Okay, they say Diana, really. Good. Her mother immediately asked, are you ready for the ball of the moon? Yes, ma'am. Oh, it clarifies her stepmother. And then her mother had died in childbirth, right? That's what we just read? Yeah, died of childbirth. But then it says her mother. Does she sometimes refer to her stepmother as her mother here? Even if Diana does, then the narration should be consistent with how it addresses people. Oh, whoops. Hey, all good. That just means I helped you out. I spotted a little error. So she says, yes, ma'am. Good. This is a very big opportunity for us, you know. The Empress herself will be there. So make sure you keep your eyes wide open. Not all of us have your gift. This is the round. Yep. But hey, that's what this critique stuff is for. We can help point stuff out, help you see things you didn't notice before, right? That's what critiques are for. I know, Diana says with an eye roll. I should be thankful for my abilities. Her stepmother responds. Correct. Now be off now. I have business to do. Of course. Diana respectfully heads back up to her room and closes the door quietly. I hate her so much. She rings the bell for Jean, who arrives a minute later. You called? He asks through the door before opening it. Yes, could you make me one of your special teas, please? She said with a tired voice. Of course, mistress, he responds before heading back to the kitchen. So I think... How many pages is this so far? We are on the 3rd page now. We're about halfway through the 3rd page. Her gift is that in that world, magic... Okay, so magic does exist, but it's rare. And she has rare special powers. Okay, so magic's already rare. She has extra rare powers. That's totally cool. I'm not sure what the gift is. You just said it's super rare. But in my revised vision, it's even rarer. Okay. So yeah, top 0.1% here. Got it. Top 0.1% of the magic people. So, for now though, I will say what were the 2 things I was saying. We were talking about, those weren't quite critiques yet. They were just like little things with formatting of like, hey, every time someone else speaks, that should be a paragraph, and that helps clarify who's speaking. Little things with like, oh, like a mother instead of stepmother, right? We caught like little fixes like that. For a general critique so far, I think we pointed out, hey, I think we're missing a lot of context here. It feels very much like we're thrown in here. We kind of think it's fantasy or historical, but we're not sure. We're not sure who these characters are. We don't even know Jean is a guy at first for a little while. Kind of stuff like that. I feel like we're missing context that could be added to this earlier on. And then 2, I'm also noticing, I think there's a pacing issue here. Everything's going really, really fast for what seems like maybe not a lot of like plot relevant stuff. There's stuff happening that could be condensed into a shorter, more impactful scene. Like we have Jean leave her, then comes back and helps her clean up her wounds, and then leaves, and then comes back in order to brew her the special tea. I did notice the pacing issues. Yeah. So, like, that could all be wrapped up. He could have already been, like, she could have come home, asked him to make the tea, injured herself, and he comes back with the tea and then helps bandage her up, and that would have condensed that scene a bit more. I wrote this all in a short time, and it's my first ever thing you've ever written. Oh, wow, that's crazy. Good. Thank you so much for trusting us with your first ever written piece. That's really, really cool. But I thought you said you had a different story, that you had a main story. Is that one's not been worked on yet? There's like a main story. You haven't worked on that one yet. So you worked on this little piece that's set 2 years earlier instead. Am I understanding it right? Hopefully I am. But yeah, I definitely think pacing and context, right? We're missing some of the context. Yeah, it's all in your head right now. Totally get it. I think every writer knows the feeling, right? Of like lots of stories, lots of stuff cooking in your brain that we haven't necessarily had the time to actually write down yet. That was a free sippy. There you guys go. This is impressive for a first ever piece, though. Yeah, very, very cool. Very neat to have someone's first ever written piece here. That's super cool. It's not in your page yet. It's scattered in your brain. I think lots of writers know the feeling. We all know the feeling. Response for heading back to the kitchen. I need to find a dress now. Then she sees it, a dress she had overlooked at first, but realized it was perfect. It wasn't too elaborate to fit in with modern fashion, but also had rare and fun colors that fit her perfectly. Oh, yeah, yay! She picks it up, looking at it in the mirror, holding it over her body. This is it, she exclaimed as John came back. Oh, that dress looks great, milady. I know, right? John places the tea on her table. I'll be going now. Just give me a ring. The tea is on your bedside table. On our table, and table are repeated. He dips out, eyeing the dress with his light green eyes, shutting the door. Thank you, she says, hoping he can hear. He probably has Jade Gourd right now. So he should have. I'm not quite sure I understand that sentence. Maybe that's a mix-up. That's right. Feedback, especially this early in your writing endeavors, helps so much. Sometimes I worry about people too early going for critique because I never want to come across too harshly with someone who's just started their writing stuff. And then when you're like have all that new excitement stuff, I think in the very, very beginning you should focus more on making stuff. And then when you've made a couple things and you're serious about it, you're like, okay, now I've gone as far as I can. Now let me get critique. Because I never want to, like, you know, dash your little baby writer's hopes and dreams with a critique. Some critiques are brutal, too. And sometimes, even though it's really hard, those brutal critiques give you the most feedback. But that's not always stuff you want in the very beginning, you know what I mean? It's hard. It's hard to find that balance. And the basics of this magic system is that you stab yourself with certain gems or make them enter your flesh in some way. She has a resonation, so she gets a special bonus from a certain ore. But it's different now. Okay. Yeah, you don't want to shatter their confidence in themselves, especially when they're first starting, right? That's one of the hard things where it's like, oh, wait, how do you... I think it's definitely like a self-judgment thing if you're like really early, because I never want to be like, oh yeah, new writers should never get critiques. That's a blanket statement. That never applies to everybody. But I think it is kind of that self-call thing. You got to be aware of yourself, like, hey, do you want critiques super early in your writing? You know, if you submit here, I'm going to assume you do. But sometimes people do submit, and then that's not all sunshines and rainbows and perfect praise. And then they go like, their hearts weren't ready for it, and then their confidence is shattered, and then they never write again. And they're like, that critique was so mean and horrible. I've never written anything on a page ever again. And I'm like, well, it was a critique. You're gonna get critiqued. It's so hard. So frustrated. Oh no, Duncan, is it a long wait line for you? You had a flamer turn into a beta reader when I first started, and the advice was invaluable. I'm fine, I promise. Thick skin. Yeah. I always say, like, I think if you're submitting here, like, hey, like, hopefully you know you're getting a critique. And we'll point out good and bad things here. It's not a tear apart session here. It's not tearing everything to little pieces and shreds. This is supposed to be kind of like a nicer little intro here to getting critiqued. Oh, like that one guy from Ruby? I have no idea. One of my friends basically tied my French story to the train tracks. Real ball buster. I think they just didn't get it. Oh no. Meep. I haven't really seen a lot of Ruby media. What does the guy you're talking about do? There's also the challenge of seeing the writing of others who they feel write so well they couldn't possibly match it. It's definitely really hard. I'm jealous of some of you guys. I'll always come out and say it. I'll be honest. I'm jealous of some of you guys. I think some of you guys are brilliant writers. Holy shit. And I'm not even that good yet, right? Like, I'm not at the level of some of you guys. But, hey, that just means I'm gonna keep getting better. I always get better with my craft the more I do it. My flamer ripped my story to shreds, so I fired back, then how do I fix it? And they actually offered to help. Absolutely. Build up the sense of self, because even once you get the book out into the world, there will be bad reviews. Some people, I know this is a trend, some people self-publish. Not everyone, but some people do self-publish because they get too scared at the idea of being rejected by agents and publishing houses. So they think, oh, I'll protect my feelings. I'm not gonna get an agent or go to a traditional publishing house, right? I'm just gonna self-publish. And then they spare their feelings by not getting rejected by those people they self-publish, but then they might get bad reviews, right? As every piece is. Every piece has good and bad reviews, right? There's nothing with a perfect 100% score in anything. That's just the nature of creating stuff. Then they get bad reviews on their book, and then it goes straight to the heart. It hurts their feelings so bad, and it's like, oh, well, yeah, you can't, as soon as you put a creative work out into the world, it's gonna be critiqued. You can make a masterpiece, it will still get critiqued. It's really, really hard. Yep. I don't think I have thick skin. I just learned to separate feelings from critiques. They're sending you to a pharmacy for a dislocated joint. Clearly don't think it could be as bad as it is because I'm not screaming in pain. Oh no. You have 690 roots coin, 69, nice. Experience and time is always a thing to look at before feeling out of your league. Okay, so Jade makes you strong, but before Jade, Resonators had heightened senses along with that, which is no longer the case, but it was when this was written. Hold on, I'm getting confused. I'm an indie, but it's because I'm a control freak and like money. Yeah, see, I think you have to definitely self-evaluate what you're going it for. Can you market your book well? Do you want control over different things? Can you do all the different aspects that being self-published works? If so, self-publishing is totally valid for some people, and it's a better fit for you than traditional publishing in some cases. But if you are going for self-publishing just to escape rejection, feelings of rejections from agents and publishers, then oh boy, you'll just get rejections and bad reviews from some people, right? No matter how good or bad your story is, you'll still get bad reviews. And that has blown up many a writer's heart, their poor hearts. And it's like, well, maybe you weren't ready for any form of publishing yet until you strengthened up your heart and your skin a little bit to be ready for that feedback. Oh my goodness. Hi, Luna Tuna Fish. Those guys are expected to be cut from stone, and all our problems slip between the cracks. Oh no. Read your reviews if it's not in good faith. At least I think it was Castle. Self-publishing is being a small business. 100%. And I'm doing a marketing read just to get better at my areas of weakness. Wow, Rebecca, that's so impressive. Achievements for other readers. You can't fix something that's already out. Read at your own risk. I think in that case, if you're thinking of continuing your writing career, maybe not responding to reviews, but reading some of those reviews to get a sense. Like if you realize, hey, I have a lot of the bad reviews mention a particular thing. They mention, I don't know, plot inconsistencies. You might be over there and you're like, oh wait, I didn't know there were plot holes in this book. Oh shit, for my next book, I might need to find a different developmental editor or hire a developmental editor if you didn't the first time, because I'm not spotting these plot holes. And people are saying there's plot holes and inconsistencies in my background. So in that case, maybe it's good to read things so that way you can get better for your next piece. Yeah, you can't fix the current piece, but now you know about it. So making your second book or your second story, you're like, hey, that's a weakness of mine. I need support for that. Same thing if someone says, oh, the female characters aren't realistic, right? The female characters all suck. You'll be like, oh shit, I didn't know I wrote female characters poorly, that I was a breasted boobily author. type author, you know what I mean? So man, maybe I need some more beta readers to specifically look at my female characters to make sure I'm portraying them correctly. That kind of stuff. So in that case, reviews can be helpful to make your next piece. But yeah, you can't be all caught up in knots about it for your first piece. If you're in a niche that traditional publishers aren't interested in, then getting it to readers can be all on you. You can also just make the fixes and re-release it as a second edition. I'd always feel so guilty. I think for anyone who keeps up with the Age of Scorpius drama, that book released drama. I don't know if any of you guys did, but if you guys keep up with that stuff, it's oh my god, that was a masterclass in what not to do if you're self-publishing. If I want to wind up on a rant review YouTube channel, I'm gonna probably cry. Oh my goodness. Someone released a 9 hours video on Age of Scorpius. I think probably multiple people did that. I know because I watch multiple channels for hours talking about that. It's one of the things I like have on in the background, just people ranting about that. We don't talk about that book. Oh no. I mean, not all reviews are valid. Like, sometimes consumers are stupid and are horrible people. That's why I said it's not a thing like, oh, there's one review out of millions that says you're horrible at writing backstories. No. But if there's a lot of reviews pointing out, hey, there's this plot hole, or hey, this author doesn't portray female characters well, it's like a breasted boobly author, or hey, this author it has like 200 reviews pointing out, hey, this person, you know, messed up on landscapes or scenery and it was a really bad, boring thing to read. If there's a consistent thread in a lot of the masses, maybe that's something you look at, maybe that's something you check out. Yeah, but individuals, there are obviously going to be some individuals that are just trolls, right? Yeah, he did a big whoopsie daisy about how Bilbo took the One Ring. Who go and trash other authors. Sad but true. Oh yeah, I've heard stories about that, and I'm like, that's so horrible. Especially not even just in that, when you say that self-publishing is kind of like a small business, even in the small business world, right? Because Cryptid Roots is a small business before we started streaming. We go to conventions, we go to comic. Babies, be nice. We do Comic-Cons, we do anime conventions, we go to markets. We have other businesses that we partner up with and stuff, and we have an Etsy store and all the different things. Some other small business owners, this isn't unique to publishing and book writers, are like, treat other small businesses as the enemies, as like your competition, and I'm like, no, these are like, if you're in an industry, if you are an industry professional, you're not going to start doing shit to other people in the industry. Those are other industry professionals. You want to have a good name. You want to be held in high regard. We do mostly patches. Oh, you got accepted to a show? Super cool. You do a lot of marketing for yourself anyway. 100% true. 100% true. But there are some... if I see other patch makers and other embroidery artists at shows, I've bought patches from them. And people will be like, isn't that your competition? And I'm like, no, this is another industry professional. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? This is someone else in my industry. That doesn't mean they're competition. I've actually gotten jobs, and I've actually, for free, like, helped people who are also embroidery artists who even make patches specifically, and I've helped them with their files. I've let them know where to get threads, how to get certain deals, where to source things. I've helped them with fixing up problems with their machines. And then, yeah, I've actually gone from bigger companies that do patches and embroidery. They had a thing where, like, hey, we outsourced this one job that's like 2,000 units of this sports team patches. But then tariffs hit, they're not going to get here in time. Can we give you the job? Can you make the 2,000 patches? Let us know what your rates are. I've gotten jobs from other industry professionals because we made contacts, we talked, we hung out. I was like a cool person, they were a cool person. I've done jobs for them and they've paid me, and that's how we've gotten some huge jobs in the past and huge connections. Yeah, people with that mindset are toxic as fuck for like viewing everyone as competition. I'm like, let's say every single embroidery patch maker in the world was competition. Let's say, you know, they're not, but let's say they were. Let's say every single fucking one of them was competition, right? Could I, you know, you snap my fingers, Thanos snap, get rid of them all. Could I possibly, in any realm of reality, make every single fucking patch for every single person who wants patches ever in the world? No, and I don't want to. If I could somehow cobble together a giant mega factory with thousands of workers desperately trying to pop up patches, I couldn't fulfill every order, and I wouldn't want to. Yeah, and also we hate monopolies, but yeah, let's not even do that yet. Like, let's just say I wouldn't fucking want to be the only person who does patches. Jesus fucking Christ, how miserable would we be? How horrible would that be? And yeah, also fuck monopolies. Other people do really cool, quirky patches. Some people make fandom patches. Some people do spooky goth patches like we do. Some people make patches for sports teams. Some people do this. Some people do that. We all specialize. You all do your own different thing. Yeah, girl capitalism. It's crazy. I would not want to be the only patchmaker in existence. That would be fucking exhausting. Nobody would want that. So it's good that there are other people who specialize, who do, even if they do similar things. I love supporting other spooky artists who make patches. I've bought in their stuff. I have a werewolf jacket I'm working on. It's a werewolf themed jacket. Does it have any of our fucking shit on it yet? No. It actually has a lot of werewolf stuff and spooky stuff from other patchmakers who drew and designed their own werewolf patches. And I, like, bought them, and that's gonna be my jacket now. Like, what? Well, and I'll probably add some of our own to it. We have a teenage werewolf patch. Why not? But geez, you can't be looking at everyone like they're your enemy. That's just exhausting. And if you did get your wish, the result is still exhausting. Like, please don't do it. They're just other people in your industry. They're not your number one mortal enemy. You don't need to go Mortal Kombat on them or be all shady and stuff. It's crazy. Generally, the concept of competition in creative industries is BS. There is no limit to the amount of art a person may buy. Yep, same thing with books. Just because someone buys some author's book does not mean that they lost out on the chance to buy your book. They might even be like, huh, I got this one great book. Oh, there's this other cool book. I'll try that out too. It's not a if or. It does not correspond at all. Also, outside of not being a weirdo, isn't it kind of optimal to make connections with people in your industry? 100%. I've made great connections with other business owners outside of embroidery, with people who do hand embroidery. We do machine embroidery, they do hand embroidery. I've made connections with people who do machine embroidery, who specifically do patches. I've gotten jobs because of it. I've helped out other people because of it, with nothing back. But do I care? No. I help somebody else out to help them succeed. It all works out. I'm not concerned about it. Why for me? Well, then in that case, you need to... Sorry, you can't be constantly going after somebody for the last dollar in their wallet. That's not... Books, it's even crazier because you know who loves to read? Writers! And most books take inspiration from other ones. Nothing is original. I do deliberately make sure not to put my table between certain... I don't think you have the option at most of cons and events and stuff. If there's an actual contest, then yeah, I'm going in to win. But if someone asks me to read their story for a last-minute critique, I'm not gonna fake gloss it just to lead them astray. I got class. Ooh, I haven't even heard of stuff like that. Some writers are critiquing other people's stuff and saying it's better than it is in order to set them up for failure. That's crazy. You can't always, but you can request who you're near. I have, at some smaller markets, I've been able to do stuff like that. For bigger markets, I haven't been able to. It's just what it is. They give you what they give you. I'm so nervous for the World Oddity Expo market this month because it's out of state. It's the furthest we've ever gone. That thing is like $450, $550 for the table. Plus since it's out of state, we had to get hotels and stuff. It's all the different stuff. I paid for a corner booth because we do so much more sales for a corner booth. But I'm so worried. I'm like, what if they give us like a shitty corner booth in the back? What if it's not in the front? What if there's not a lot of traffic? I'm so scared. It's so much money, and I'm over here and I'm like, oh, shaking in my cryptid shoes. Has anyone used the TTS Raccoon? Yes, a few people have. It's been really fun. But it is really quiet. People are saying it's really, really quiet. It's hard to hear. So don't be like using it too much if you're like, oh no, I can't hear it. I'm so upset and devastated. It's just a little tech issue. We'll fix it for a future stream. But yeah, it is working. It's just really quiet. That's all. But he moves his arms and he opens his mouth when he talks. This has been used. It's cute. Yay!
I am the most awesome raccoon ever.
Ah, there he goes. See, he opens up his little arms and he opens his mouth and he does a little talk. He's cute. But yeah, I'm sorry if you guys can't hear him super clearly. You want your dragon to open his mouth when he talks? That would be great. That would be great. Just a little dude. Yeah, we were trying to... I know people were saving up their raccoon coins, so I thought this would be a fun way to spend it for a few days. Oh no! I spilled some of my water on my keyboard. That's not bad, right? It's fine. Everything's fine. That's totally not... Everything's fine. Everything's fine. I'm waiting to quote Rocket. Like Team Rocket or Rocket the Raccoon? It'll be fine. Okay. So, yeah. So, I think before we got... before I, got, sidetracked by so many different topics over here, which is always fun, though. I'm never bad at being sidetracked. But yeah, I think we had the two earlier critiques was the pacing. And, you know, some scenes can be condensed to make it flow a little bit better. And then, oh my god, what was the other critique? It'll be fine. Oh my goodness. What was the other one? Oh, and then the understanding. There's some exposition, there's some details, there's some background lore. I feel like we're missing in this piece that maybe could be explained a little bit better as we're going along. Like you even said, like I'm like, okay, we're using these gems, we're doing something, but I don't quite understand what it was yet. You're explaining it in chat, but I hadn't seen too much, and it's been used twice. That Jean has one, she's doing one, all these different things are happening, but I'm like, it hasn't been explained what they are doing or why that it even has magic in this world. So let's see. I need to learn how he does it. This is the best tea ever. The next day, a letter was sent out to all attending, asking for the meal they will want before the ball starts. Diana requested her favorite, a simple beef stew including potatoes, carrots, and some spices. A normal but pricey meal. Some of the spices it requires are hard to procure, but they claim they can make anything. Is this more modern day kind of fantasy? Sort of wrote under context of people I've shared my magic system with. But even then, like if this was a piece you were sharing like to a greater populace, like here, right? People like randomly showing up on Twitch, people reading your stuff, like me reading it, right? We don't know that magic system yet. I'm just gonna save up till I can make Cryptid bald, and head pat looking like rubbing paw on Cryptid head. No, never. I'll never be bald. How dare you guys? Sort of like Victorian or pre-industrial. Honestly, I'm not super duper sure. Okay. Because I was being like, I was like thinking, do they normally write in and request their meals? I feel like at these older time periods, it was just banquets. It was meal after meal after meal. More meals than you could eat because you were, getting... You know, you might eat, oh yeah, I'll have the stew here, but then they'll put out a second stew, and you're like, oh, okay, well, I'm not gonna have that one. You were like choosing which of the foods they would have. But I don't think it's like modern day where you like RSVP with what you're gonna eat. Especially like individual, like they're making separate things for every single person there. I don't think that was the vibe. I think it was just these huge multi-course meals. Yeah, I had the thing, Cryptid in Raccoon News? In Raccoon News. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I was gonna say we were waiting for you before we started Raccoon News. I was gonna start with Raccoon Channel 6 News, but I'm like, I don't see our archivist over here. I'm not gonna start without them. What? They've been waiting so long. So we started the critique instead. So we have the letter. The day goes by quickly. Diana goes out to the park to take a breath from her busy life. When Diana gets home, she bathes, gets in her sleep gown, and sets up her dress and accessories for tomorrow. Diana gets John to wake her up early and heads to sleep. So yeah, this is only the very start of the 4th page, but we've covered 1, 2, 3 days in real time. That's what I'm saying. That's really, really fast pacing. And sometimes over stuff that I'm not quite sure is important. You just woke up a couple minutes ago? Well, good morning, sleepyhead. You came back with chocolate? Well, I mean, hey, at least you got chocolate now, but geez, how are you holding up, Duncan? Oh my goodness. From the single soul country left besides the 2 empires. Oh, okay. But yeah, I'm not quite sure with the pacing, but that is the start of page 4. Unless there was a particular scene you wanted us to get to in this page, I think this was a pretty good stopping point, because, you know, she's going to bed, she's waking up, the next scene's going to start now. Was the next scene the part of the magic that you want us to read, or was just everything previously with Jean and her doing the self-harm with this gem thing? Was that the magic system that you want to critique on? You got chocolate too? Yay for Easter long weekend? Is it seriously? When's Easter? Fuck. When is Easter? I don't think the Easter Bunny counts as a cryptid, so I never paid attention to when Easter was. Sunday. Okay, so you're saying the long weekend is Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Got it. Okay, so I don't need it yet. Thankfully, it's my non-dominant arm, and I have prescription painkillers. Good. For my last dislocation to take the edge off. From your last one? Oh my goodness, Duncan, what are you up to? You pay attention to Easter because of chocolate? I always do, because if I'm ever in the store, then I'll pay attention to it, but I've been staying out of the stores recently to try and save money, because I'm trying not to buy too much stuff. But normally I'll notice, like, oh, hey, the Easter candy's out. Okay, I'll keep an eye out. And then the second Easter is over with, I'm like, yes, discount candy. Discount Easter candy. You've had over 100 dislocations in your life? Oh my god, that's insane. I'm so sorry for your poor bones. See, I store because they're sensory nightmares, especially at holidays. Worst are clavicle, ribs, and ankle. Oh my goodness, I bet.
You what?
Yeah, see, even the little raccoon over here, even Commander Reach is like, what? Duncan is a glass cannon. Oh no. Let's see. It is a bit more next scene, but not using it, but preparing it. Wait, what? Oh, maybe not using the magic, but preparing to use the magic? I have HEDS real bad, so my joints just pop out sometimes. Oh, I'm so sorry. That sounds so painful. Oh, I'm so sorry. Poor Duncan. All our raccoon thoughts and prayers with Duncan. Jesus. So Diana wakes up. Diana wakes before the sun rises to do something of importance. She bathes again, but puts special herbs, perfume, and medicines in the bath to numb her feelings. Numb her feelings? Oh. She stabs herself with gems. Gets used towards the end in the end of all 10 pages, because I'm not reading all 10 pages right now. That's too long. But if it's the end of this, okay, I think it happens here. So yeah, this is fine. She walks out and prepares herself, grabbing her gem bag and setting it on the floor. I should call Jean, but he'll be upset if I don't. Diana forces out, ringing the bell, and Jean comes quickly. You called, mistress? Yes, I may need assistance with this. I prepared myself with medicines and herbs, but I want you here just in case, she said in a desperate voice. Of course, mistress, he says with a bow. Diana sits down, readying herself, and grabs the first gem, a large diamond, carved into a smooth but sharp shape, able to be inserted long ways for easy goring and usability. Smooth but sharp shape, I'm thinking like a dagger shape? Like just the daggery part of a dagger? Towards the end of the fight scene. We had something to raccoons? Super cool. I think I'm gonna read Raccoon News next after this. Very bad description, I know, but yeah. Wait. Okay, wait, hold on. I think it, meaning the magic, gets used towards the end in a fight scene. I meant her physical feeling. So she feels less pain. Okay, talking about the numb her feelings. Maybe numb her senses? Would that be better? I'm not quite sure. Okay. Very bad description, I know, but yes. I feel like sometimes when you guys type things out, you guys gotta help me out. I'm not always understanding you guys, my silly raccoons. Okay. She selects an area on her thigh, carefully avoiding the arteries in the legs and pressing. The gem enters the lake. I'm not quite sure what the size of these gems are. When I was first hearing gems and that they're these big magical things, I thought it would almost be like the size of her palm. Especially for like goring, like gouging out stuff. And I almost thought it would be something that's the size of her palm. Like a big old honking rock. Like a goddamn rock. Like you could bash someone on the head with a rock. While gems in this rock can grow much larger. Okay, so it is a big rock. Or is this one not a big rock, but some of them are? Because right now, I'm not quite sure if this is a... Is this an itty-bitty little guy? Itty-bitty little diamond? Itty-bitty like the size of the end of your pinky? Like type of rock? I think I could stab myself with something that small for magic powers. I think that's fine. But if it's like a goddamn like chunk of a rock, if it's like palm-sized rock, I'd be like, hey, how did you find out you had magic powers? That's a big commitment. Butter knife length? Okay, so it is like a knife. It is like it's like a thing. But long as well, they're sword swallowers, so I don't know. Gem enters the leg hurting, but not nearly as much as without the medicine. She presses until it's all the way in and her leg covered in blood. She quickly gets John to clean it up and wrap the wound securely, but not so tight it restricts blood flow. I'm over here wondering, why does she just keep it in? Why she keeps changing the rocks? That should last her several shields and be plenty in case an assassin gets in. God damn, I don't know if an assassin really matters. You're already stabbing yourself with rocks. Different ones give different powers. But even then, that means you have to... I thought she had a special power. So, if the rocks change the powers... So is it that these people have powers? Like, the people have powers? Or do the rocks have powers? That's kind of one of the things that you gotta juggle. Is it the rocks got the magic, or the people got the magic? She gets a special bonus from one, which is the diamond. Rocks go, go, rock. Rock, go, go, rock. Okay. So she, as an individual, gets a bonus from one. Next, she grabs her knife, cutting a slit in her arm and pressing the pearls into it. Dear God, lady. This is the worst one. I can still feel it through everything. She has to push in multiple pearls? Now this is just feeling graphic. Now I'm almost getting anal bead vibes. Pulling them go into her flesh and pressing it outward. When she finally puts the last one in, Jean quickly goes to wrap it up, cleaning it extensively. After that is amethyst. It will be important for judging people in the court. The shard she has is small, being that it doesn't take much amethyst for the effects to be used. So it goes into her other leg easily with little pain, much less blood, so she just wipes it while Jean still works on the pearl slot. Lastly, she picks her jade. Oh my goodness, how many goddamn rocks does this girl have? I think if this is for powers to protect yourself against assassins, at this point, girl, just let the assassins get you. Maybe you just deserved it. Pearl allows you to teleport, and amethyst allows you to read emotions. Okay. And Jean looks over, just finishing the pearl. This hurts so much, John. Yeah, Jean. Sorry, I guess a Jean against John. Are you sure this is the best medicine we have? John says in response, Milady, you are about 16 years of age. You will become used to this later along your time as a gem flayer. I hardly even feel it anymore without the medicine. Dana simply looks up and nods. So, Jean is also a gem flayer. Okay, so gem flayer. So why is he just a servant? If I had all this magical stuff, I wouldn't want to just be a servant. You're saying that they're really rare. They're like the 0.1% of people got the magic. I'll be over here like, Men are lower class. Okay. But even then, you could still be the servant of someone more important. Like maybe the king gets like, oh yeah, all men who have magic actually secretly work for the king now. I don't want any other uppity noble people to have all these magic things, especially if you could have something as OP as like, hey, they can read your thoughts and feelings. You don't want that kind of stuff going around in court. Most get forced into military service. Yeah, see, exactly. It's like that hard thing. You gotta, does stuff make sense? How does this impact other things? So you're saying, okay, it's not gonna hurt her too much because she will heal, so she has magic. But then it also kind of gets confused, like who has the magic? So you need magic in order to use the magic rocks. What kind of magic can you do without the rocks? How do you find out if you use if you do have magic without first putting these fucking rocks into your skin, which hurts? That's kind of one of the things I'm wondering, like, how does this system work? How does this all play out? Must get forced into military service for the men. Okay, so the men are kind of forced into military service. They're the second-class citizens here. They're a lower class in this matriarchy. Do they ram a rock in a baby to test them for magical ability? God, that would be so horrible. But efficient, I mean, yeah, if you need to check everyone for magic, if they got the magic rock powers, yeah, maybe. Maybe you have to be like, yeah, I can't let any of these slippery fuckers get by. I don't want any of these magic users turning against me later. Well, basically, some people at birth take their mother's magic, which all living things have a little. Okay, so everything has magic. Everything has magic. Some things take their mother's magic, like parasites, but it kills the mom, but gives the child gem flaying. So all gem flayers are motherless. Oh, so that's why her mom died in childbirth, because she got her mom's power. Oh, that's brutal. I don't think that would be really hard. I'd almost be like, this is a matriarchy. There's probably going to be so much emphasis and power resting on the ladies. And then the men are second class. I would already almost be like, dead moms again? I'd almost be like, geez, would the woman who have power and prestige and all this wealth, would they even want to be moms for this random chance that their baby could, you know, like kill them because they could have a baby that's going to be a gem flayer. And then are raised without a mother. Double whammy. That's why it's a matriarchy. Women have the ability to give. So wait, does the mom choose? Or is it just randomly sometimes your baby will yoink your magic and then you die? So if it's the baby, well, it has to be in a certain place or time. I haven't decided which. If they'd want to be mothers, mothers would absolutely be willing to sacrifice for their child. Well, no, I'm saying, like, if you know, when you are a powerful woman, when you are in a matriarch, when you have this culture, this thing supporting you, you are a woman of power in this society, and you know, hey, I'm a royal person here. I'm a fancy person. I'm a court person. I have power. I have influence. Do I physically want to give birth? And if it's the baby decides there's just a % chance the baby will take my power and kill me, do I want to go through that birthing process, or because I'm a woman of status and power, would I just hire a kidnap other woman, right, to force them to give birth to the babies of my husband, and that's going to be my adopted child? And if that lady dies, well, that doesn't matter because I get to live. You know, if this is society, if you have power and wealth and prestige and influence, are you going to give that up just for the baby to come out of your hoo-ha instead of some other lady's hoo-ha? You know what I mean? I would almost think, hey, wait, maybe this would work better in a patriarchy system, because then, yeah, the women don't want to do this. They could die, literally. Even if the pregnancy and the baby are healthy, if the baby steals their magic, they die. So would women really want to? As a whole, would every single woman want to as a whole? Or would they not want to, and now the men, because it's a patriarchy, have to force them to give birth? Because otherwise the women don't fucking want to. Options no matter why those choices are made. So yeah, and this is a fantasy story. This is a fantasy story where, like, hey, you could be motherless because you have magic. So, you know, we could play that up a bit. It almost sounds like it's setting it up for more of a patriarchal system rather than a matriarchal system. Or if it is a matriarchal system, I think then maybe the woman should be, especially a woman of power and status, maybe there's a culture class divide, because then wealthier, influential women might be like, I ain't giving this up, you know, and they would force less status-worthy women to risk their lives for doing this. To gain magical children. Exactly. And then these poor women are always there like, no, no, please, I don't. What if the baby's magic? What if it steals my magic? I don't know. And the baby steals their magic and then they go, and then they're dead. But hey, the dad now has a gem player child, right? It almost seems like when you start doing concepts about like power given through a woman's sacrifice and child labor, it lends itself very, very well to a more patriarchal story than a matriarchal system. If it is a matriarchal system, you can start playing with some other things like class divides over women of power versus women of less means and power. But it is something you want to handle. This is a something like that. So the use. Oh wait, what? I'm behind on the stuff. I have 2 kids, but it was a guarantee that it would have. But if it was a guarantee that it would have killed me, I wouldn't have had kids. Yeah, see, I full up. I will probably die if I ever am in a position where I have to give birth. So do you think there's ever gonna be any little baby cryptids, biological baby cryptids running around? Probably fucking not. Full stop. I choose life, thank you. Even with all my goddamn depression, I choose life. In the higher class, they see it as a sort of responsibility in the culture. Well, then you're still playing with stuff, right? If it's now a woman, even who has power and means, if the highest responsibility she can have is to be a, surrogacy, is to be a baby maker. You know, sorry, that's one of the terms here. If your highest culture, if your highest call to power and influence, your biggest thing is just to be a baby maker, is that actually a matriarch? Is that actually a woman of power and influence? Or is that also just now, like, hey, a woman, just like in a patriarchy, subjected to the whims of giving birth and forming the next generation? It's kind of, you're doing a lot of systems here that are actually still things of the patriarchy, but we're now saying like, oh no, it's a matriarchy now, and I'm like, we're still playing with a lot of things like it's a patriarchy. I could use that as a plot device. Thanks. Gem playing is hidden from the lower class. The lower class has no idea about it, so they use some god propaganda for why women are better. Okay, are lower class gem players taken from the families, or do they not exist? The few families who learn about it sneak into the birthplaces and give birth. Wait, there are birthplaces, hoping for their child to have an advantage in life. Because gem playing, unless you are the 0.1% of gem players, is easy to hide. Okay, so you can hide that you're gem playing. So then, yeah, I think it's a hard thing to keep every person who's not rich and privileged from learning about this. Even the servants of the rich and wealthy would know about it, right? They'd be like, huh, I'm a little servant at this fancy toy place, and this person has fucking magic powers, and they keep jamming rocks into their skin and injuring themselves. I think there's something going on here. Especially, like, if this isn't even a thing. If it's one kingdom, okay, maybe you can make it taboo for the lower class to talk about it. But now we're talking about multiple kingdoms. You're saying this even a country that hasn't been taken over by the empires yet. We're talking about multiple empires in some other countries. Has every single place in this world kept it hidden from people just because they're poor or lower class? You know what I mean? Now we're looking into the nitty-gritty of the world building here. Does that technically make sense? Has something happened here? Because you can sometimes do crazy things within one particular area. You can do crazy things to a lot of people. You can do crazy things for a little bit of time, but you can't do crazy things to all of the people in all of the places all of the time. My kid can't be magical. I'm still alive, says their transplom. 2 empires, but spoiler, the 2 empires are faking a war to keep the lower class in control, to keep the lower class under control. Because the lower class isn't in control, they would be under control. The higher class would be in control. The lower class would be under control. So this are faking a war to keep the lower classes under control. Okay. So they're working together to keep magic and such a secret. Okay. But then, yeah, I think now when we're... Okay, so the lower classes, we don't want them to have magic. So we kept it all a secret. The upper classes, no. It's a matriarchy. All these more influential women. These women of status in a matriarchy. I'm still not sure if it's plausible that you're like, yeah, they are women of power. By the way, they think they're powerless, and they have to adhere to patriarchy standards that they have to have kids, they have to give birth, and that's their main purpose. They had to sacrifice their lives. Their lives are pointless. They just had to keep making sure the next babies have power. That's very much a... Well, it's really only the individual empresses. Most of either government aren't aware. Okay, I think if the people are going to war, if the lower classes are going to war, and the government officials think they're going to war and they're planning war stuff, and it's just these two empresses who are like, yeah, the war doesn't really matter. I think it's not really faking a war. You're having a real war. It's just the two empresses are like, yeah, but the war doesn't affect us and it keeps things in line. You're just having an intentional war. That's the two empresses are like, fine, keeping each other safe. But it's still a war. The masses and the government and everyone else in charge thinks it's a real war. But the body counts don't matter because the empresses are sanctioning it. No, that's still a real war. That's still a real war. It's just part of a conspiracy. It's just a manufactured one. Pick some of this up. Yeah, and hey, that's part of what this is, right? It's part of having a critique. We can talk about stuff. We can manipulate. We can look at these early stages and be like, yeah, how does this work? How will readers react to this? Can I get any other inputs into it? Can things be fixed? Can things be pivoted around a bit? I do think you're messing with two different concepts here. The plot holes are annoying. They absolutely are. I fucking feel you. It's a goddamn fucking hate thing. I hate plot holes, but hey, we all deal with them. But yeah, I think there's two different things you're struggling with here. The matriarchy concept, and all these women, men are second-class citizens, and that storyline, which is a cool, very cool storyline. Then we have this other storyline of women giving up their lives to be baby makers, to make magic babies. And I'm not sure those two things easily slot into place together. Maybe those two concepts work for different stories. They can work for the same story, but it's going to take a lot of thought and finesse and hard work to make them work well together. Right now, those two things, the giving birth to magic babies and sacrificing your life. I may change how the magic is given. That was just my first idea I had. Hey, all good here, all good. Thank you so much for trusting us and talking back and forth and having those ideas out and hearing our ideas back. We can talk through this a little bit. It's a fun little critique session. Thank you for trusting us with your very first work ever. That's a huge honor. I know that I want to keep it matriarchal. Okay, so then that's the priority. Totally fine, total respect. But then, yeah, to keep that matriarchal feeling and values and this, the women are ruling everything, the men are the lower class, I think then we do need to pivot some of the stuff with how this magic system works in order to further elevate that concept. It could even be, like I said, there could even be a class divide here, right? There are certain women who are higher power and prestige, and so then maybe they not only are, as a society, are abusing the men, but maybe there's a class divide. They're using the lower class women, the less powerful women, and using them to give offspring, because the higher class women don't necessarily want to go and give birth. Magic comes from the father would be an epic plot twist, like that's how it works, but it is a secret? Possibly. Just because I'm a little sub-boy. Okay, wait. So I had some in real life inspo for that part. Okay. Well, one, you don't need to be a sub-boy just to believe in a matriarchy. Let me put that out there. Maybe that's why there's so many issues with this matriarchy concept. I'm putting a lot of patriarchal stuff. You think, yo, yeah, a woman who's dumb. Suddenly that's the matriarchy. Sorry, I don't mean to... I'm not laughing at you, I'm just like, oh yeah, that concept, like, a woman who's dumb? Matriarchy. And I'm like, that's not... That's not what that means. Oh. This is making me itch to write my matriarchal dystopia romance. Very, very cool. I know it's just a joke mainly, but it's definitely did come from that. Don't, if you want other readers in the future to be engaged with this work and follow your career as a writer, and support you for writing really cool feminist, matriarchal, dystopian, gender, and sex themed pieces that question ideas of power and power struggles between the gender and sex stereotypes of our society. If that's what you want, and to get a lot of praise from that, as a quick little tip, don't admit that in the future. You're gonna get a lot of feminists beating you over the head with hammers. Oh yeah. My inspiration for a matriarchal system questioning themes of power and abuse and what women sacrifice for the next generation came from me being a subby boy. I'm like, they're gonna rip you apart, and not in a kinky way. Maybe as a general thing for a lot of male and male presenting viewers. If you want to write female main and woman centralized things, especially things about womanhood and about power and womanhood, or lack of power in womanhood, maybe maybe do some more research into feminist stuff, please. Please, before women start beating you on the head in a non-sexy way. If you want women to step on you, read this. Please don't have a sort of, not really, but kind of self-insert with a slightly older vampire partner. Talk to a woman, that's my advice. Yeah, see, oh my god. So, but thank you so much for trusting us with your first written piece ever. That is a huge accomplishment. I know plot holes are the bane of every writer's existence, no matter how advanced in your writing career or hobby you are. This stuff happens to writers who are decades and decades into the craft. Don't you worry. I don't want you to feel like giving up on that. Like, it's totally a thing, and now you just had that rite of passage of realizing, shit, there's themes and motifs and lore and stuff I gotta work on. God damn it. Writers fear plot holes. Every fucking writer does. Oh, every single fucking one. So everyone, congratulations for Atrenix, for that rite of passage. Welcome to the writer community. Welcome to being a writer. You've seen the writing career at its worst now. Now it can only go up. For Duncans. You talk to yourself all the time. Oh no. Is it time? Yes, if you guys are all good. Thank you so much, Atrenix. I hope some of the stuff I pointed out was not too discouraging, but at least some of it was hopefully helpful. That's always what the point of critique is. We can tear some stuff apart, so that way we can always build it up a little bit better next time. Oh no, same with D&D style. The first step is done. Absolutely. Let me go ahead and see here. I have a certain amazing archivist raccoon who has been doing the news, who was so patient while I didn't read the news, because I was catching up on the queue. Let's see here. Let's see, I had to change the window. Oh, I got fix. I'm fixing it. I'm fixing it. Make him small. I don't want it to be too small so you guys can barely, like, see anything. Is that good? Saw my world, a decent, but tonight turns out. Wait, what? I saw my, yeah. Cryptid. Kyozo or Kyoto? No context, you'll see in a sec. By the way, it's for a name. Kyoto sounds, the second one sounds like the Japanese region, like Kyoto. Kyozo? Maybe? Kyozo? I guess maybe Kyozo. Because, yeah, Kyoto almost sounds like just a slight misspelling of Kyoto, like in Japan. It flashed for a second. To summon the voice of Archie, a phrase shall be said. Innocence means nothing. I just noticed there's no. Oh my god, yeah, I fucking forgot to tell you guys. Hello, I changed a few of the emotes around. I thought just to keep things. I think there were some emotes that weren't being used as often as others, so I switched them around just to see if some other ones would be used instead. So yeah, it's not a huge shift. I think I only moved like what, 2 around. I think I switched out 2. But yes, 2 of them have been moved around. Guys, I'm struggling. Okay, took a sippy. Where did we leave off here? So I think we got to... Channel ends for the night. That's right. The lucky winner of the Trash Wheel of Fate, the Trash Can of Fate, was Cryptid, which is not me. Look between those two. I would ask someone who, if it's for a Kitsune-themed character, I would ask someone who speaks more either Chinese or Japanese or anything like that, because... You said, how was it say? Is like Kyoto. Kyoto. It would be like Kyoto. 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 I think if you're trying to go for Kyoto? Kyoto? I don't think that's right. I don't think that's right for Kyoto. I think it's Kyoto. 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 It's slightly off. At least in my head. I don't think people will read it that way. It's like Kyoto, but it's slightly off. It's Kyoto. And that's how I'm saying it. Is that right? Not necessarily. So, yes, the winner of the Trash Can of Fate was Cryptid, but that's not me. Q9, and to make it sound like a corrupted version of Q. And remember, we don't need to force all of our names to have specific relevance to the thing. Like, we don't need every villain's name to sound evil or to mean evil or darkness or woe. I need to talk to my mom's neighbor. Yeah, stuff like that. All the heroes' names do not necessarily need to mean hero or savior or champion of light, anything like that. Remember, we don't necessarily need to force it. We can just have like we can just have a cool name. We can just have a cool name. I'm stuck between Serenai or Leanne for a failed love interest character. Let's see, did I read this one? I think we did read the Kibblebink was robbed. So reporter name, what's the scoop over there? Okay, so it's this one. Okay. Phew. Oh, so maybe I wasn't as behind on Raccoon News as I thought. For some reason I thought I was behind on it. But this one I think was just put out today, right? Am I just reading the today's news? This one was April 2nd. Should I start with the sound effect first? Hold on, I'm gonna have the full experience here. Hold on. Ready? As all my raccoons ready? Everyone ready for the Raccoon Channel 6 news? Everyone tune in. I love it so much. Okay, I'll put my lo-fi back on. Everyone, we're tuning in for Channel 6 Raccoon News. Let me go back down. The camera shifted back to Archie Archivist. Thank you, reporter name, for that wonderful scoop. Oh, I had to do the activation phrase. Innocence means nothing. The only news I get excited about. Wait, the one before the emojis? I thought we already read the hamster one. Didn't we? Does anyone know about the kibble? The kibble got stolen from the kibble bank? And there's all that stuff? Did we not? I can read it anyway if we didn't. We're doing before emojis or after emojis? Let me know. Chat, you gotta let me know. Oh, fuck. We didn't? Oh my goodness. Jesus. Okay, I am behind then. Okay, let me go back here. Innocence means nothing. Archie fiddles with their tie, nervous energy radiating off them as the crew prepares the background. In the corner, a makeup artist is still touching up Skelly the skeleton. The studio is buzzing with new hires, all different types of raccoon cryptids, scurrying around with clipboards and cables. In the deep shadows of the back, a lone raccoon watches silently, sporting a mysterious question mark logo on their vest. Nobody on the crew seems to mind, and no one dares to question why they're here. One of the crew members raises a hand and starts the silent countdown. Archie straightens their suit, instantly switching into their polished news anchor persona. The camera flickers to life. The upbeat news intro rolls, and the broadcast begins. Golly gee, kibbles, trash lovers, and dumpster divers, we have quite the scoop for you today, Archie says with a genuine smile. As you all have heard, overnight, the kibble bank was robbed. Our kibbles were stolen, and it has been a very busy week for all of us trash lovers. Archie leans in, looking serious. Some rumors are going around that traitors are slowly stripping our supplies. But trash lovers, do not believe those rumors. I'm telling you now, those are just propaganda, meant to scare you all. Archie gives a reassuring nod. But do not worry. We are here to report any new updates and assure you that our kibbles will be back soon, as the Possum Force is on the case. Now, moving on. We have found some very juicy tea on our leader. Commander Roots was spotted by a paparazzi and caught on film entering the hamster district, also known as the hamster graveyard. Archie raises an eyebrow. Many suspect that Commander Roots is there to see a secret lover, or perhaps their trashy mama or trashy daddy. Quite scandalous, don't you all think, trash lovers? Archie pauses for dramatic effect. But before we continue, let's hear from our co-host, Skelly, on what they have to say. The camera pans over to Skelly. The skeleton sits perfectly still, being a skeleton and doing absolutely nothing. The silence stretches on for a long, awkward moment, before the camera finally pans back to Archie. Thank you, Skelly. I totally agree that such a thing is just a rumor until they confirm it themselves, Archie says with total conviction. We will be asking our great commander for the truth very soon. Archie adjusts their posture for the new segment. Now, before we get to more news, let's hear from our sponsor, Squonk Shampoo and Soap. It helps your fur, your scales, or whatever else you've got stay healthy and looking better than ever. Our researchers haven't found any bad side effects, besides the fact that you won't smell like trash anymore. Archie looks down sadly at the desk, which is quite terrible for the younger raccoons trying to find their number. But do not worry, trash lovers. The researchers are trying to find a way to make an exclusive product just for us raccoons and possums that has the scent we wish for. Also, if you use the code BZT, you get 10% off. Now, back to the scoop. Archie looks towards the side of the set as the camera feed shifts. So, reporter name, what's the scoop over there? Skelly's an icon of integrity. I love the Skelly bit. I love it. I love Skelly. One of my favorite reporters. Roots is here. Roots going, what? You got spotted. You got spotted by the paparazzi. It happens when you're such an icon. It happens. So anyway, we're now coming back from the break. The camera shifted back to Archie Archivist. Thank you, reporter name, for that wonderful scoop, Archie said with a grin. They scooted over, hopped down from the desk, and started walking toward the exit. The camera jiggled a bit as the camera operator scrambled to follow Archie's lead. Currently, our Trash of Fate winner just came in to pick up their award, Archie said excitedly to the camera, clapping their paws together. The Trash Can Wheel of Fate, oh my goodness! From the lucky winner, Cryptid. As they walked down the hallways, you could see construction everywhere. Worker opossums, rabbits, raccoons, and all kinds of weird cryptids were busy fixing up the walls and wires of the station. Soon, Archie reached the lobby and spotted a tall lady cryptid talking with the receptionist, a sleek weasel named Weasel. Yes. Hi, I'm here to pick up a prize, I think, the lady cryptid said, smiling brightly as she noticed Archie and the camera raccoon. It was so sweet of you raccoons to include me. I had to start speaking as myself. This is really hard. Like, fuck, how do I sound? You guys are doing so good with the news station. Archie looked a bit confused. They knew they had put her name in the prize pool, but she hadn't actually won. Sorry, Lady Cryptid? You didn't win any prize yet, Archie said apologetically. When she heard the news, the Lady Cryptid flipped out just a little bit, though she tried her best to keep her voice calm. Like, what do you mean? No, I'm Cryptid. Did you guys mistype it by accident? What other cryptid do you guys know? Come on. Just as she finished talking, another creature walked through the doors. It was a raccoon, completely covered in dried blue paint. Sporting a pair of slightly crooked, mismatched antlers, they held out an ID to claim the prize. Oh my god, how should the blue raccoon speak? I know, Bigfoot, Mothman, Chupacabra? Shut up. I'm banned. Can confirm it's fancy? Oh, yay.
Gasp.
Yeah, it's some other fucking blue raccoons here. Saying they're cryptid. What fucking voice should they have? I not tell you of other cryptids lest they be dug and brought where they do not belong. Like you, but squeaky? Squeaky? Oh fuck, how do I do a squeaky voice? Oh god, I was trying so hard to do a lower voice earlier for the narrator. Okay, wait, squeaky. Let me take a sippy of water. I already speak so goddamn high-pitched. Ahem. Hi, I'm here to claim the prize, the blue-painted raccoon said, waving casually at Archie and Lady Cryptid. Seeing and hearing this caused the Lady Cryptid to have an immediate, but very short crash out. What do you mean that's cryptid? That's a raccoon! With blue paint! She quickly caught herself and tried to rationalize it, putting on a forced fake smile. Is this a joke? Are you raccoons being mischievous? It is a nice shade of blue, but I think you got my antlers off a little bit, you sillies. Archie gently explained to her that no, this was not a joke. They did not mistype the name. This blue raccoon was legally named Cryptid and was the real winner. When the blue raccoon finally took the 5 tubs of fizzy juice, the Lady Cryptid forced herself to look happy for them. Huge congratulations! I feel silly making the fuss now. I hope you really like it, though. But the second the blue raccoon turned around, the Lady Cryptid leaned over to Roots and hissed in a dark whisper. I want That blue raccoon gone. Hit them with the banhammer. Roots looked startled at suddenly having to do actual work. They quickly composed themselves and reached into their pocket, pulling out a massive, oversized, cartoon gun. Taped to the side of the barrel was a yellow sticky note with the words "Banhammer" scrawled on it in messy handwriting. Meanwhile, Archie ignored the chaos happening behind them and smiled warmly at the blue raccoon. Congratulations again on winning.
I would like to say that the anchor from the land of elves has very bad reception and thinks movies are real.
Congratulations again on winning. We hope you continue to support the news station and all the amazing sponsors that made this show possible. Did you guys like that? I actually gave them some of the ideas for this because they were asking like, oh, what would Cryptid do in this scenario? And I was typing out some of the responses that I think Cryptid would do. So I actually came up with the Roots pulls out the giant cartoon gun, and on the side of it, it has the words "banhammer" on the side. That's what the banhammer is. It's just Roots fucking shooting raccoons, but that's the banhammer. That's yep. That was my little contribution. So that is the story. If you guys ever wonder, like, that raccoon hasn't been here in a while. What happened to that imposter? Cryptid. And then I can always say, like, no, Cryptid was so nice to them. I was so nice. I said a huge congratulations. I just misunderstood things. We're all nice and friendly here. It was wonderful. I was so happy for them to win the prize. By the way, Roots, ban them. Get them the fuck out of here. I never want to see their goddamn fake blue ass again. Mom made me miss it. No. Oh, my birthday stew is almost ready. Ooh, Zatra, birthday stew. Huge congrats, birthday stew. So that is the first section of it. Now I think we have a side section over here. I think we have it from our elf news anchor coming in, news reporter coming in. Something called Archie. I forget what voice I gave this elf. I don't remember anymore. Archie, bring a very important story from the land of elves. There has been a new species of raccoon discovered. Shows an image of an alien raccoon. Oh, more varieties of raccoons coming. We don't know where it's from, but we have been informed that it talks and associates with trees that speak only 3 words? What do you mean his name is Rocket? I see. Blue screens. I see this raccoon was a science experiment from an evil spaceman. The community of the elves working in tandem with Raccoon will investigate more for more news. Transmission cut. So is that supposed to be Rocket the raccoon? Archie looks at the camera. Well, trash lovers and dumpster divers, I guess you have to stay in tune in Raccoon News to hear more of these stories. They say as they wink at the camera before the camera cuts off. There we go, everybody. Look at all these hardworking raccoons giving us Channel 6 Raccoon News to you guys live today. Raccoons already are kind of like aliens. Definitely Rocket Raccoon. Yeah. So that was fantastic. That was because we had a previous section where someone who was not Cryptid was called up to receive a prize at the news station. That was what happened there. I don't think you guys... for totally unrelated reasons to Cryptid. Cryptid didn't do anything. I don't think we'll be seeing that blue raccoon anymore. Love Raccoon News. It will. Yes. Yes, but a huge congrats. Thank you all of our amazing raccoon talented people over here for working on all their cool stories and continuing it. I was happy to give some little ideas over here for what Cryptid and Roots could do with this news story. And I'm excited to maybe in the future when I have more free time actually maybe do my own news story for the news. I would really like to do that. But if you guys are also interested in contributing to Raccoon Channel 6 News, remember in the Discord there is the Raccoon Assignment Desk And you guys can already be over here figuring out things. That's how we come up with Dr. Stinkers. That's how there's so many different things where we're planning things out. And what the new segment's going to be and who's going to write what. You guys can also write news stories and post them. But yeah, it's a really fun thing. I'm super happy to have it here. I think it's really neat. Mom gave me sweet coffee. Is that good or bad? Let's see. But yeah, otherwise, I'm so happy to be able to catch up on the news today because we did have to delay it a few days while I was catching up for the queue. Let me get back to my document. I had to maximize the doc again. Oh no. Zoom in. There we go. Oh, okay, it was good. She's been exalted for sins. Nice, nice. Oh, I wonder if I should get a mocha drink. That'd be really nice. I'm just having water like a boring person. Highly encourage you.
Leute. Meine Mama hat mir einfach erlaubt, dass ich Cola trinken darf. Wie cool ist das Beat? Jetzt zock ich Fortnite und trink Cola. Yippee.
I know Cola, I know Fortnite. Mama, your mother. What mother? I don't know the rest of it. Oh no, what are you silly raccoons writing? Mocha, mocha, mocha. Didn't come out proper. Hey, it happens, just text to speech, you know, it is what it is. It's a funny little thing, but it is what it is. Oh, I still have the properties. Okay, there we go. Now let's see over here. So we did this one, I believe now. So I did Trinix's, so I should be able to just not print it. I should be able to delete it. Yes. And now that one is all nice and good. Well, I had to cough. and not exposed to the masses. But now it's also gone for me, so you don't have to worry about me doing anything to your Google Docs or anything. It might need to be vetted because it's a tad bit on the raunchy side. I would just not include any of the raunchy bits, that's all. So the cute wee, yeah, it's the nice new shiny Q. Doesn't the little guy here look so cute? Doesn't he look so happy to be here with the new story Q? I love it. I think he's cute. And you guys chose him. How do you guys like it? This is the raccoon model you guys voted for. We had 2 different models to choose from. I think it was near unanimous that almost everyone liked this little guy better. Isn't he cute? Okay. So then the next person I have up here is actually Heidenheart. Heidenheart, are you still here? I think you didn't want to go first, but we've had someone else already in the queue. We've had our Raccoon Channel 6 news. Let's see if organized and neat and easy. I'm hoping so. I'm hoping to eventually update it too, that I'll update people's usernames for an order. And then I'll just use the story submissions tab on Discord to figure out who's going to be on that night, to figure out when to read people's stuff. But for this first day and just using the Google Docs, I'm not going to trouble myself with all that. You think he's embezzling? Archie being overworked with news as they run the stories? Can we get a redeem to give the cryptid a head pat or squish? Got the pre-read jitters. Oh no, don't get any of the jitters. Listen, this was a lot of stuff just for today. I would love to do some more redeems in the future. I think it would be a good way for you guys to use your coins and be more engaged and have fun stuff to do during the stream. But we're just adding things slowly over time, like during the Google Doc forums, doing the little text-to-speech guy over here. There's a lot of stuff that mostly Roots did. I barely did anything. It's okay, I'll hold your hand, friend. Oh, look at all the raccoons being nice. Japanese, my mom's neighbor triggered my ability to speak Japanese yesterday, and I'm like, I didn't speak this in like 8 years. How? Nice. Okay, so I believe if I do this, we'll see. Is it this one? Okay, yeah, it was this from earlier too. And then I can also just copy paste to here. And then it's already right there, nice and ready. Boop. Meet a Redeemer, the raccoon gets tossed towards Cryptid. Oh. No one has read this before? Ooh, neato. Raccooning intensifies. Okay, oh, look at this red one. How do I look with the red? Be honest. Oh, I actually think the raccoon looks great with the red. I think he has a softer color palette. So he looks really nice and neat. I think this shade of red doesn't do too well for me. I think I need a different shade of red. Could have always been blue, I'm just saying. Doesn't blue look good? I look good in blue. I'm just joking, I'm just messing around. Oh my goodness. But yeah, in the future, I'd like to update it with a queue in the story submissions. Raccoon theme. I'm reading 2 things if anyone can guess the fandom this was originally written for. Oh, that's right. We were gonna do that fun little thing. Do we get any hints? Before I even start reading, I've only seen prologue and aftermath. Let's see. Your story passed 50 hits on AO3. Let's go. Huge congrats, Lambda. That's so exciting. Oh my god. I'm over here. I'm like actually shaking my leg in real life. I'm so excited for you. I'm like, that's fantastic. Hi, you're here. Hi, Kelly. It's good to see you. Okay, it's a movie. That is our first hint, everybody. So everyone, it's gonna be a little game Hide and Heart is playing, where we are gonna guess. This is a fan fiction. We have to guess where this is from. I think they said it's a very, very small niche fandom. It's not like super, super popular. Oh, what's AO3? It's Archive of Our Own. It's a fan fiction and technically other creative works sharing website. Most people use it for fanfics. But you can also post artwork, you can post original stories, I think there too, but it is an internet archive dedicated to preserving those creative works. May I have link, please? Ooh. I forgot the name, but the one with Will Smith, and there's a rumored sequel to it. So everyone think we can, they're gonna do 2 redeems. I'll redeem 2 things if anyone can guess the fandom this was originally written for. Okay, so it's not the movie with Will Smith where there's a rumored sequel. Will Smith is not in this movie. Okay, but it is a movie. It's gonna be niche. It's gonna be not too popular. It's gonna be something not as well known. So I think we said what? I think we said every little bit we get another hint. So our first hint is it's a movie. We know the context, it's not super popular. This is 8 pages. I'll probably only read, what, 3 or 4 pages? That sound good? And we will, I think every page we said, we'll get another hint. And if we can see it by the end, do we guess it? Do we guess it? Giant. I'll send it on the Discord. Nice. On the Discord, yeah. So this is the prologue, Aftermath. No? Oh, do I just have to guess it right from the start? Oh, no. Let's see. What's Hide and Heart typing over there? This has some punching. Is there fighting in it? Oh, I was saying no to the guesses. Oh, got it. So there is... Some creative one's asking if there's fighting in it, if there's punching, if it's a fighting type thing. So let's go ahead and start while you guys have your little guesses in chat. Prologue, Aftermath. 4 years earlier. Liam Hill dragged his brother into the wrecked elevator. Okay, wait, we already have a name. I think they said this was originally a fanfic, but now the names have been changed, right? So not Sucker Punch. Let's see. So Liam Hill. I'm trying to think of what's a similar vibe to have those kind of names. I'm gonna think. Fuck. What's the popular thing right now? Is it Resident Evil? Did Resident Evil type stuff ever get a movie? asking for a friend. I would say, just to keep the queue edit, because I'll be deleting stuff as I read them. This friend has lots of patience. This friend does have lots of patience. They're being a very patient raccoon. I'd say wait a little bit. I've been doing it in sections, because you do have acts for your book. I finished, sorry, this is going off topic from Hidden Hearts thing. I've written up my report for Act 1, because that was the best way my brain could think to do it. Normally you just write a report on the whole book, but I was struggling with it a bit. I'm still figuring out how to edit and what things I want to do. I'm like researching a lot of things to see if my things even make sense. I had to like research a lot for this edit, right? Because it's my first real edit ever. And then I was almost writing more of a report than the inline edits. I was going back and forth with a lot of stuff. But I have the report for Act 1 done to give you a status update if you're looking for a status update. I had the report written for Act 1, and now I'm going through it. And now that I've figured out that's how I want to write it, my report for this one, that's what I'm going with. Okay, it's not Resident Evil. Ready, set. Okay, it just has a large man, but not a real giant. So there's not a real giant character. So it's not anything with actual giants in it. Okay. Sorry for derailing. All good, all good. Okay, so not Resident Evil, not anything with real giants. It was a movie. Did you say no fighting? Let's see. This has some punching. It does not have punching in it. I'm funny if Resident Evil has a movie that's in later this year. Okay. Not a Sucker Punch and not a Ready Player One. Okay, okay. So we have some things eliminated. I feel like we mostly guessed bigger things. I think they said it was going to be a very niche thing and it wasn't mainstream media. There is fighting in the movie. It's a shoot 'em up. Okay, it's a shoot 'em up movie. It's not Sucker Punch. It's not Ready Player One. It's not a non-existent, as of now, Resident Evil movie. So, okay. Pew pew. So Liam Hill dragged his brother into the wrecked elevator, both soaked in blood, and Hunter hardly able to walk. Oh wait, who's Hunter? He screamed and pulled against his older brother every step into the cab, fighting to get back to Eli. Is it Eli or Ellie? Could be either. Who lay dead on the marble floor of the Golden Pines Hotel, eyes glazed over. Yeah, you couldn't even buy it online until last year. Oh, Eli. Okay, so that one is Eli. Got it. Thank you. I didn't even buy it online until last year. So you couldn't buy the movie until last year online. Oh. I wish I knew more about movies. I wish I knew more movies. I'm still a baby cryptid looking up these human movie references. The sprinkler system caused blood to run in pools around him, in thin red rivulets mixed with black soot. Bullets ricocheted off the gold plate doors, struck the mirrored interior, and glass flew around them until the doors closed. It ain't worth it, Liam yelled up in his face and grabbed the straps of Hunter's Kevlar vest. Is Kevlar capitalized? Why is my model blinking weirdly? I wasn't doing that. Face tracking, what are you doing? Children of Men was very available. Oh, it's a brand name, so yes. Hey, I learned something new today. Oh, I had a theatrical release. Okay, so you could only buy it online last year. It's a movie. It had a theatrical release. It does not have Vin Diesel in it. I hope one of my raccoons is writing notes down. The giant kept shouting, and tears streamed down his face. I gotta go, you damn idiot. So one of the first things to know, because we're not just doing a guessing game, we're also doing this, is for this first section, it almost sounded like there were 3 people, but I think it's 2. I think it's Liam and Hunter. But it's Liam dragged his brother into the elevator, and Hunter hardly able to walk. When we do this comma, that's just a description. So if you get rid of it mentally, it should still make sense. So it's Liam dragged his brother into the wrecked elevator and Hunter hardly able to walk. So it sounds like it's Liam, his brother, and Hunter. But I think it's supposed to be just Liam and Hunter, who is his brother. So I would maybe clarify that opening one if that's what it is. I think even if you get rid of the and, then it's Liam dragged his brother into the wrecked elevator, hardly able to walk. So that almost makes it sound like it's talking about Liam. Which it could be. I don't know. But just removing it, not removing it, reworking it slightly just to clarify, hey, we're talking about 2 characters, not 3. Hunter turned his anger on Liam and violently slammed him against the elevator wall. Shards of glass cut into his shoulders. He's our brother! I'm gonna kill those bastards! He pulled the maul off his back, and Liam had to stop him from smashing it into the call buttons. Damn it! Eli could always get him to calm down. And yeah, Eli has his eyes glazed over. Oh no. Folks, I don't know how to tell you this. I think Eli's dead. I think he a goner. I think we lost him. I think we lost him right here at the beginning. I don't even think he made it past the first page. Rest in peace, poor Eli. You ain't gonna get no revenge if you die here. Let's go. He managed to wrench the axe from his younger brother. Hunter fell to the ground and put his head in his hands. His black mohawk hung in his face and dripped watered-down blood onto his forehead and down his cheeks. Ooh, okay. So now we have some more physical descriptions. Sure, he's fine. So, okay. So for the guessing game, we now started page 2. So 1. An A24 movie? No. Family? No, older than A24. It's from 2006. God, so it's from a movie from 2006. So we started a new page. So 1, we now need a new hint. We know it's a movie. Let's see what our second hint's gonna be for page 2. Hi, Roots. Hey, Roots, can I ask a favor? Oh, do you not have time? Are you running back to your stuff? I was gonna ask if you could start a pizza. That was all. But if you don't have time, it's okay. Oh, little piranha. We had too many jelly donuts. Hunter is based off of the character in the movie. New hint, it's an assassin movie. Okay, everyone. It's a 2006 assassin movie. Hunter is based off the main character in that movie. So we have Hunter has a black mohawk and different stuff. And he also has blood going down his face. I'm not sure if that's constant. You know, maybe his characters can clean themselves up. But black mohawk. Oh, wait. Yeah, so Hunter has the black mohawk. He's not the main character in the movie. Okay. He's a character in the movie. So he's based off a character in this assassin movie from 2006. All my raccoons, you better be clicking your little... You're clicking your little raccoon paws on your keyboards, on your phones. We need to be looking this up. What's a 2006 assassin movie? Oh, Zoe says Smokin' Aces. I have no idea. I've never heard of that. Wait, did they guess it? Was that it? Oh my god, Zoe, huge congrats! You did it! You guessed the movie that was originally based this off of. Oh my god, you won the little mini game. Huge congrats! That's fantastic. I was gonna guess Ultraviolet. Oh, see, I haven't heard any of these movies. You guys are so much more cultured than I am. Okay, Heart. So, the wonderful Zoe the Archivist has guessed the movie that you're referencing with this. That's the only movie I know with the Mohawk Assassin. You want twice when you want. But good game. Yeah, good game, everyone. Huge congrats. That was really fun. You guys are all asking great questions. And I feel like you guys knew so many more movies than I did. I was out of my depth with this one. Zoe Pro E? What? Good game, yeah. Zoe said, I know it right off the bat. I sniffed it out as soon as we got to the second page. That's fucking fantastic. But yeah, so Hide and Heart, now that Zoe's guessed the movie, do you want to tell us what is this movie about for all the silly cryptids like me who have never heard of this movie before in their life? The second fandom in the next chapter will be easier when we get there. A highly cultured raccoon. That's a nice high title. I think that works really great for Archie the archivist, for the news reporter. He's a very highly cultured raccoon. I like that. Yeah, this movie has a lot of big names. Oh, I thought it was like a niche movie they said, but it has big names in it. There might be some smarter cryptid in raccoons. Smoke and Aces is a 2006 action thriller directed by Joey Carnahan. Hold on, I'm struggling to see it from far away. Carnahan, about a Las Vegas performer turned snitch named Buddy Israel, who is targeted by a group of assassins, including Charisse and a Lake Tahoe penthouse. Lake Tahoe? Lake Tahoe? I don't know how you say that one. Lake Tahoe penthouse. Oh. A lot of them weren't as famous as they are now. Oh, so they were in this movie before they got big. Has Ben Affleck, Ryan Gosling, and Chris Pine in it? Oh my god, yeah, those are much bigger names now. But yeah, I guess it was before they got super, super popular. That's crazy. Oh my god. We all learned something new today. Well, maybe not. Maybe not my highly cultured raccoons. I learned something new today. Oh, did I say Ryan Reynolds? Ryan Gosling. Oh, no, Ryan Reynolds. Oh, okay. Wait. Thank you, Roots. Hey, wait, can I have some pepperoni? Give me some pepperoni. Fuck yeah. Guys, I'm stealing some pepperoni. Hold on. We all do it. Here you go. Thank you. I love you, Roots. Thank you for helping keep your sibling fed. Can you believe it though, Roots? You were on Raccoon Channel 6 News. You have paparazzi following you now.
No, ban him.
Oh my god, you guys heard it here first. Roots has threatened to ban hammer all the paparazzi. That's crazy. What do you have?
Yeah.
What?
Do I have a ban hammer or a ban gun?
Okay, you have a giant, bigger than your body gun, but it's called the ban hammer, and we still refer to it as the ban hammer. Yeah. I'm trying to remember. Thank you. Johnny Matty swears they have nothing to do with the paparazzi. Yeah. I don't think anyone wants to be paparazzi now that Roots is on your case. You think at the time Alicia Keys probably was the most expensive person in the cast? She was in it too? God damn. The Hills are based on the Tremor brothers, who operate like shock troops and use grenades and chainsaws. There is one problematic element about them that I've erased from the narrative. I love that. Like, oh, that's a problematic thing. We are gonna... Nope. We're gonna erase that out of our narrative. Nuh-uh-uh. I love that. And that's one of the really cool things with making our own stuff inspired by things or making fandom content. When we don't like certain stuff, when some things don't work with our values or our personal taste anymore, whatever side of the spectrum we're on, right? We can be like, oh yeah, I have free will. I can change that. That's gonna be a yeet for me. Oh my god, would that be a fun redeem, being able to yeet either me or the raccoon? And then we just go, whee! So anyway, a deep wail escaped his throat that turned into a roar of rage. It filled the small space, sending chills down Liam's back, despite the heat of combat and adrenaline still pumping through him. There or Ray Liotta? I don't know if I might know them, I just don't know them by that name. Sometimes I recognize people by faces better. Or, because loopholes. Loopholes too. Oh my god, wait, I fucking forgot. You guys remember, I'm allergic to onion and garlic. God damn it. Hold on. I was like, where's my... It's like spicy, but not spicy. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's right, I'm actually allergic. It's goddamn pepperoni. But it tastes so good, it's yummy. Oh, you still want to eat trash? I like the red, it's good on the eyes. Ooh, yes. I think it actually looks, I think, if you guys know, like, color seasons, like, color theory with, like, different things, I think it suits the raccoon very well. Look at this little guy. He's the little raccoon spokesperson. I like to change it with the store. Yeah, I think it looks so good for him. I'm not sure. I don't think this is my shade of red. I think it's fighting for attention too much compared to me. You know what I mean? I like to be the center of attention. Use a soft red on your Google Docs to prevent strain. Ooh, very nice. You guys seem to have seen mine one. Yeah, I just do it this black and gray version. And that helps. And even though it looks right, it's technically an off-white because stark white text looks a little too harsh on the eye, so I do it as an off-white. Still wondering how to color the doc? Oh, are you talking about like this? Like for a Google Doc? How it does this? If you color and color before bullet train? Yeah, okay, go to page setup. Yeah, so here, I'll show you. Well, that's not the right. I gotta select the right thing. Oh yeah, the Weave screen is actually still just an untitled document. Oopsie. If you go to File, Page Setup, there is a section here. Oh wait, now you can't see it. Oof. Called Page Color. And now you can go ahead and select that. You can even make it, if we wanted to follow and do like a red, you can then click OK. And it would be red just like that. Yeah, it's File, Page Setup, and then you choose the page color. But then you have to remember, if you already were writing with black text, now your text and the page will be the same. So then you have to highlight your text and change your text color to it. And as you can see here, I don't actually make it white, I actually make it an off-white. I like gray. And that helps with eye strain as well, because it's not as sharp of a contrast. So you had to do two different sections there. If you want the gray background off the page, how it's gray over here where the raccoon is, where it's off the page, that is from doing it a night mode. That was a little extension I got. And you can see here, it's like a little night mode thing. So there's a few different features if you want this exact setup. But if you're just talking about the page and text color, it's just those two things. Control A highlights all text, by the way. Ooh, Heidenheart coming in here with the big brain stuff. Big brain knowledge. I need to pick a color, but I want to save gray for reasons. I don't know why. Thanks, y'all. Hey, we're always happy to help. For the first few streams I was doing when I was doing this, it was all the white document on the white background with the black text. And I know, I'm like, oh, I'm probably hurting so many people's eyes. And some people were telling me about night mode. And it took a few streams, but then I was brave enough to get the extension for night mode. But even then, it only makes the background the gray. It doesn't actually change the text color, so I kept doing different fixes until I got that set up. It's red-orange-ish. It's red-orange. Red-orange. So a deep wail escaped his throat that turned into a roar of rage. It filled the small space, sending chills down Liam's back, despite the heat of combat and adrenaline still pumping through him. With a primal scream, Hunter slammed his fist into the wall, glass embedded in his knuckles. "What are we gonna tell Ma?" he asked, looking up at Liam with wide eyes. "Damn, Hunter, don't you ever think about yourself?" Liam thought, looking at his brother huddled on the floor. He wanted to slap him. They needed to keep their heads on if they were going to get anywhere. Thought your eyes were confusing me? Yeah, so but I love those kind of colors. I actually look, for a long time makeup, I was so upset I just didn't use red nail polish or red lipstick or anything. Because every time I did, it looked so clownish. I didn't look good in it, so I was like, oh, okay, like, whatever, I'll stop using it. And then, every time I tried it, years and years, people would be like, oh, like, this red's really pretty, you should try this lipstick, or you should try this. And then every time I did, I hated it on me. I was like, ugh, it is Ace's Red. Ooh, nice. I only ever use red. It turns out, for color theory, I got into it a little bit, because I was like, whatever, but I got into it. And I was an autumn. If anyone was curious in real life, I was an autumn. That was my color season. And yeah, and then they said, oh, you need to use like orangey shade of reds and it will look red on you. And I was like, what? That's silly. That's stupid. And then I did it and I was like, oh, I looked fucking hot as shit. I look goddamn fucking good. I look fucking sexy. And I love doing it with my nails. I love doing it with the lipsticks. I love doing it with some eyeshadow stuff. I was like, oh. So yeah, it was the wrong shades of red. I needed like an orangey red, and it looks red on me. But yeah, I was like, oh god. Yeah, color theory was real. You feel that so hard. Brick red and scarlet go super well with your eyes and hair. Yes, orangey red. Also, you're also an autumn. Fuck yeah. Yes, I learned about that. Now I learned about like what, 28? I'm 30 now. Color theory, the goat. Yeah, I wish I'd fucking learned about when I was younger. Only learned about when I was nearing 30 about color theory, and I'm like, oh. Now I'm looking at all the different things, like, that's why this thing looks good on me, and then other times that thing doesn't look good on me. Oh. Color theory is deceptive? Deception. Also, do you spell color with a U or without a U? It depends on where you are. If it is the UK, if you're in England, you spell it with the U. If you are in America and you're writing it for an American, you write it without the U. I don't know what they do in Canada. I don't know if Canada does it with or without the U. But Americans, you do it without the U, and Europeans do it with the U. So it depends on where you're from, where you're writing it, context like that. That's the basis. Color. Do you spell color with the U or without the U? For Canadians. You're not, yeah, it's not specific. I think it's just Europeans in general. Europeans use it with the U. Americans do it without the U. And Chatty Matty's chiming in for Canadians, Team Canada, saying they also use it with the U. Okay. So yeah, I think it's an American thing. Yeah, Americans do it without the U. But yeah, it's regional. You're from the Philippines. So yeah, it's just a regional thing. So both are technically correct, but if you're looking at publishing, oh, Australians also use it with a U. So yeah, I guess it's mostly just Americans. You personally do color without the U, but Canada does it with the U. Got it. So yeah, it depends if you're writing stories, and it will get changed depending on where it are. If you're writing an American character in America and it's from his point of view, you will write it without the U, right? Because Americans use COLOR. That's how they would write it. If you're writing about a European country, any other countries really, it looks like you'd add it with the U. Webster is all about eliminating unnecessary letters. I'm too American for Canada and too Canadian for America. Usually wants to be a rebel. See? I see. It was, I believe, and I could be leading you guys astray. I could be telling you guys absolute fucking bullshit, so take it with a grain of salt. But the way I was told to explain it was for printing, for publishing, when Americans are doing newspaper and stuff, in order to save on print and per letter and letter spacing for newspapers and published articles like that, as newspapers were getting popular for like everyday people to read, they got rid of unnecessary letters, such as that OU. They just change it to an O or just change it to a U, but they wouldn't include both. So US technically is a rebel. How do you think it became a country? He's not wrong, but goddamn, is it really hard being an American right now? Oof. It's been for a couple years. We brew our tea in the harbor. We brew our tea in the harbor. That's especially as I'm a Massachusetts cryptid first before I was a Floridian cryptid. I was from Massachusetts. Throw that tea in the harbor. Color, but oh, with just the U, but without an O. Wait, that looks so wrong. That looks so wrong, Zoe. Oh no. I'm saying in general, when there's like OU, they might just use a U or an O depending on the word. For color, we keep the O. Actually, Britain went, you're a big boy now. They just asked nicely. Canada has there's the joke that Canadians say sorry a lot because they have a lot to say sorry for. You looked up the goddamn war crimes of the place. That's the only reason why we can bully Canadians and stuff, but it's because we're like, oh yeah, like, we're horrible people as Americans. You know who else gets that? Canadians. They're just apologizing for it now. It just looks so wrong what he said instead of no. Yeah, it depends on the word. Some other words have O and U, and depending on the word, they either kept just the O or just the U. But color, we use just the O. Yeah, I am a Brit, but they started doing this because more like Geneva suggestions. Yes, you get it, Heidenhard. Everyone else was fucking shocked from trench warfare. Canadians kept doing it because they liked it. Canadians are something else, man. Want to know why two of the most badass, crazy killers in Marvel is from Canadians? Wolverine and Deadpool. Marvel and DC. Yeah. It's because the fucking Canadian, they're crazy up there. War crimes? It's not a crime when you do it the first time. Yeah, that's Canada, man. That's Canada. That's why Wolverine and Deadpool, when they were like those crazy fighters, they're Canadians. It's the only place that made sense. Oh, hi, Ghost. I love you. Are you hiding from your mama? Did she give you a bald spot the other day? Oh, did you guys hear him? Ghost, do you want to say hi to chat? Oh. Okay, never mind. Bye. Bye, you bratty little bean. You bratty little ghost. It's only a crime if you get condemned. It's only a crime if you get caught. It was the smallest meow. Is that a meow? Yeah, it was he did a little meow. Or like, he's a boy cat. When he was born, I thought he was a girl cat because he was such a little princess. He had such a little princess meow. You managed to stretch out the tension in the trophy room scene a little bit more. Thanks again, Crit. Oh, Zatara! Yay! I'm happy to help. Thank you for being so patient while we had to do 2 streams to read that scene. Thank you so much. We would like to have Christmas dinner. Canada, okay. Germany gets blown up by grenade. Thermos. Yeah, see, they did fucked up shit. And like all countries do fucked up shit during wartime, right? Like, let's be honest, they all do fucked up shit. But Canadians are something else. They were a different breed. I see you love authors that use different language as different in real life languages. Very, very cool. I'm gonna take a Ghost isn't too far away. I'm gonna see if I can yoink him real quick. Hold on. I'm gonna see if I can yoink him. I'm gonna see. Hi, baby. Do you wanna say hi to chat? You wanna say hi? There's a raccoon on the screen. Do you see it? Can you say hi? You wanna give a little meow? You're a little baby. You're a little baby. Do you want to give a baby meow? I was just telling them I almost thought you were a little baby girl when you were a kitten nugget with all your siblings. You had the itty bittiest, highest pitched voice out of all of them. You still do. Out of all of my too many cats, you are still the most girly one, but you're a little boy.
Meow.
Let's see. Can you give a little meow? I'll give you kisses. Give you kisses for a little meow. No. No meows. No meows for chat. You say you... No, yeah? You gonna save it for only pause? Was that a meow? I don't know if you guys heard it. Okay, you can go. He's switching his little tail. He's switching his little tail at me so mad. You're such a good baby. Hey, listen. I saved you from your mama. I saved you from your mama, cat. I heard him. That was a protest. It was. He was getting grumpy at me. He's like, why are you picking me up, woman? So I'm, oh, let me take off my glasses now. Yeah. Oh, hi, Luna. Hi, Luna. It's okay. I wasn't bothering your baby too much. You're a good mama. You haven't killed your babies yet. I'm so proud of you. He's free. He's free now. He's off and hiding from his mama. So he has his mama, who's Luna, who we had to be separated from. All the babies had to be separated from her because she was getting a little tired of being a mama. She was thinking of ending it all with them. Like, she was like, I'm done. Hello, hi, Casper. And then, so I'm like their human mama because they started cuddling with me as their mama. So I'm the human mama, and then they have Luna, who's their mama. But even then, even as human mama, they love me and stuff. They cuddle with me all the time. I'll give them all their food. But oh my goodness, that they are not tired of my shit. They're like, why do you keep making kissy noises at us? Why do you keep picking us up? White lady is the mama? No. I do all the hard work. I'm not gonna let that bitch get all the credit. But yeah, that was a little protest. He's like, why are you picking me up? I want to be put down. Yeah, he has an itty bitty girly meow. Can you believe that is a full-grown male cat? He just has that meow. He's over a year old. He's about a year and a half now. You're a white man? Yeah, we know. That's why you have a good experience in Florida. So let's see. He wanted to slap him. They need to keep their heads on if they were going to get anywhere. Liam sighed. I don't know. He slid onto the ground and pushed his goggles onto his forehead. They needed to get out of there first, without getting gunned down by the feds. He could blend in, but his gorilla of a brother would stick out like a sore thumb. Fuck. His head fell back and the bright lights shone in his eyes. One of them flickered. Yeah, you have a little party, Zoe? Oh my goodness. But yeah, so that was a little ghost meow. And you'll hear this. She is the only gray cat out of the bunch. All the rest were all black kitties, just like their mama. Her mama Luna is a all black kitty. And they all came out little black kitten nuggets, except for this one little gray bean of a kitten. That was Ghost. That's why he's named Ghost. Thanks, Etsy. Yeah, I don't understand what that's in relation to. But I'm just saying, if you're talking about the random white lady persona, the others took all their blackness, just absorbed it. Like, nope, you don't get any. You shall be gray. So funny. He's just this little gray bean. He has such cute baby pics. Oh my god. What an insane little baby. So one of them flickered. We got more family. Ma won't be any more hurt than she was when we lost Jones. And then when Eli went after, he trailed off as Hunter's steel eyes burned into him through the goggles on his face. We must share the pics. Oh, they're baby pics? I don't have them. I think Mom and Papa Cryptid do. We need those kitty pics. My brain is trying to go, I'm not the only white person here. Yeah, definitely anywhere you go in the world. Especially on Twitch, on the internet, I doubt you're the only white person here. Hi, is it Tumiuka? Is that how you say it? Welcome on in. We're actually reading when I'm not being distracted. We're actually reading from Hide and Heart here in chat right now. Welcome on in. We can give feedback and critique and advice over here. You guys in chat can as well. But the main thing is always that we're going to be nice about it. Let's see. So one of the lights flickered. He trailed off as Hunter's steel eyes burned into him through the goggles on his face. "Fuck off, Liam," he muttered, and then went to work, stripping off the blood-soaked combat gear. He shoved it all into the duffel bag they'd brought, and dressed in the jumpsuit he snuck in with. Liam slicked his hair back with water. He dressed in a jacket he pulled off the guard who was slumped, lifeless, in the corner of the elevator. Liam made sure the name badge that read "Security" was visible. "You shall summon the Kool-Aid Man? Wait, what happened?" Oh my goodness. But yeah, real life, I'm very, very much a white lady. That's probably why I fucking lived this long, and I've not been called out and gone away with as much crazy shit as I've gotten, especially here in Florida. But yeah, and I probably shouldn't be saying this now, but technically, can you guys believe it? I'm actually technically Hispanic. Mama Cryptid's maiden name, Fernandez. I have no idea why I assumed you weren't. Maybe it's because you're blue. Yeah, spiritually I'm blue. Here in internet Twitch world, I'm blue for you guys. But yeah, real life, you guys see me at events or conventions and stuff where I go to frequently for Cryptid Roots. Yeah, I look incredibly fucking pale. Very fucking pale. And then it's so funny because I definitely, I guess, took after my biological dad, who was German. So that explains the fieriness. No, don't go there. But yeah, Mama Cryptid is Fernandez. And she, oh my god, she can actually tan. I look at the sun a little bit and then I get burnt. I'm Hispanic too. A lot of us look white, pale, skinned. Yeah, but she actually, for her siblings, it's actually like a little gradient. She's, oh my god, how did Mama Cryptid say? I think it's her older brother was much darker skin and took after their father. She was a middle child, so she's like has a little bit. She can tan. She can be very pale. She was up north in Massachusetts, but she can tan. So she can get really tanned. And then her younger brother was like pale like I was, right? Like super pale. It was like this grading effect with her and her siblings. I can't tan either. I turn into crispy chicken wings. Yeah, same. I get burnt. I just get burnt. It's horrible. Yeah, but see, lots of us look white, pale, and fair skin. But yeah, I guess just genetic wise, I just look a lot like my biological father, because I don't. She's pale. My mom Cryptid's paler, but she can tan. So she very frequently has the tan. I cannot tan. Her side of the family also has curly hair, and they're redheads. And then I have my biological father's like straight dark brown hair. Very straight thin hair that's very dark. Don't have any of the curly hair. Hey Cryptid, do you know that deers avoid root vegetables? I'm gonna tell that to Roots. I'll be like, actually, I'm avoiding you now. That's what deers do. Oh no, I'm gonna use that against them. But yeah, so that's one of the funny things. But yeah, here in Twitchland, I'm just blue to you guys. I'm a blooba. Roots, I didn't know you were still here. You almost made me choke on my own laugh, god damn it. The only person who has brown-black hair with blonde streaks. I've actually known people in real life who have like the different colored spots on their hair, like a little circle in their hair of a different color. Where like they have like a dark brown, and then it's like a circle patch on their head that's like a blonde patch. And it wasn't like a dye or bleach job, like it's just genetically they have those different spots of hair color. It's so interesting. Not true. We've seen your alter ego form. What could you possibly be talking about? What could you possibly be talking about? You're not talking about this, are you? Everyone run away, it's a white woman. Oh no. It's the worst thing in the world. It's a white lady. It's a white lady with attitude. Oh no. Look, I'm gonna come for the raccoon. I'm gonna get the raccoon. Oh no. Wait, I need to click on him. I'm gonna get this little raccoon. You guys want to save this raccoon? I don't know. I think I'm gonna hold it hostage. I'm gonna hold it hostage until I can speak with the manager. Wait, what's happening? Wait, hold on. I'm feeling. Why don't I feeling blue? Oh, hey, look at that. Guys, I'm back. What happened? Hi, guys. What happened there? Oof. I felt a little crazy right there. I felt a little bit less blue. Can you believe it? That's such a funny feeling. What could have possibly happened there? So my mom on a normal day. Oh no, you're traumatized.
I am traumatized.
Yeah, see? Same, me too. Sometimes I see other white people with attitude and I get traumatized as well. Especially here in Florida. Oh no. Quick, throw the cotton candy. Oh yeah. Blue cotton candy, please. Obviously I want the blue cotton candy. That's the best one. 100%. It looks like me. It's so funny though. So some of you guys are saying you didn't actually know that you didn't expect me to be white in real life, or at least white passing. What did you guys think? Did you guys also think because I was too sassy? There was a white woman. Oh no, it's everyone's worst fear. I'm so curious. What did you guys actually think I was? Oh no, were you guys all like chatty Maddie? Did you guys think because I was spicy I had to be Latina? You equate sass with the Irish, to be fair. Mama Cryptid has gone that too because she is a redhead. She has the curly red hair. Some people have sometimes mistaken her for Irish, but she's not. What happened while I was gone? Nothing. Everything was totally fine and normal. I don't know. I felt a little bit less blue there for a second, but I think everyone's freaking out. They were saying there was a white lady or something. I don't know. I didn't see one. I didn't see one at all. I don't know what everyone's talking about. Huh. Chuck Norris took over here? Took over heaven? What? Nothing but shenanigans. Yeah, I was just silly little bits. I was just showing the alter ego, the white lady form of Cryptid. That's all that happened. So we have Liam is showing off the security badge while they're gonna try and make an escape. They distracted her successfully. God damn it. Oh, you love this community? Oh yay, I'm so glad. You're my goat, Cryptid. Oh wait. Wait, I'm gonna blush. Thank God I haven't figured out the blush toggle yet, otherwise I have to use it all the time. But thank you for the compliment. Sarsaparilla. Your last name Parilla? Sarsaparilla? I'm not that sassy. I'm just a little spicy. In real life, I'm actually pretty spicy. Never mind. I don't want to lie to you guys. I'm pretty fucking spicy. Oh no. Cryptid is the bestest cryptid on the internet. Yeah, until Mothman or some other big famous cryptid gets a Twitch account, then I'm screwed. Then I'll just be second place. I gotta ride. I gotta ride this gig while I can before too many other cryptids get popular here. As soon as they get internet connection, I'm a goner. That shootout had lasted longer than it should have. He swore he emptied an entire magazine into one of them, and they still didn't go down. They bled weird black instead of red, and their eyes shone like a wolf in the dark. Gotta ride the high. She's the bestest tsundere booba in the world. I'm not a tsundere. Come on, baka baka. Come on, I'm even doing better with accepting compliments. I even say thank yous. Come on, I'm not that tsundere. Right? I'm not that tsundere. I'm fine. I'm normal. Shut up, banned. Cryptid Hunter is the most popular? You just heard Baka Waka? No, it's Baka Baka. Baka Baka. Can't believe Cryptid Hunter's the most popular. What is it stereotyping if I assume they're actually a Cryptid Hunter, or is that just their name? Oh no. Yeah, see, you guys have Roots on the lookout. Roots is actually in chat tonight. They're on the prowl. They're ready. They're ready to launch. When they got to the bottom floor, the elevator doors opened, and Liam held up his hands, Hunter following his lead. They just started shooting when we got to the top floor. Police rushed by them, and a man in a white dress shirt and a tie pulled them to the side. Do you need any medical attention? He asked, giving them each a narrow glance. Just a bandage for my brother. Liam tried to hide his accent, but it was still too strong. He never could shake the Smoky Mountain out of his voice. The man nodded and headed outside where a line of ambulances stood on standby. When the man was out of the door, the brothers sprinted towards the parking garage. Hunter limped, but his long gait helped him keep pace with Liam. He let out small grunts with each step as he tried to run. Liam was first up the steps of the garage and halfway to their 67 Plymouth Barracuda. I think I said that right.
This is what stereotyping sounds like. Tippy tippy typey type tip 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 type.
Because it's in stereo, you're just trying typing. Meet meet. Oh my god, guys, so Roots was nice and started cooking a pizza for me to have after stream. I can smell it. I can smell the goddamn pizza. Oh no, it smells so good. It smells so fucking goddamn good. Oh no. Actually, you know what? I think the red's growing on me. I think the red's growing on me a little bit. I deserve red. When another man stepped out of the shadows, dun dun dun, he only wore a gray tracksuit, but the 9mm aimed at Liam's face told him everything. Cryptid, I'm already hungry. Me too. Why do you think I asked Roots to make me food? Oh, I think that's the timer. Hopefully there's no kitty behind my chair. Okay, everyone, hold on. I gotta take out the pizza real quick. Gotta take out the pizza. Hold on. I'll move the model so it can't stare into your soul too much. Hold on. A little algae food doesn't hurt anybody. Alexa, turn on the okay. Ooh, that was fucking burnt as fuck. Dear God, I wonder how long Bruce put it in for. That is burnt. That's goddamn crispy. My raccoons would have been getting crazy while on the roof, right? Right.
Meep. Let's see what my raccoons got into while I was gone. What is all this? What is all this? Roots, this is goddamn burnt. The goddamn charcoal, which isn't too bad, but still. Oh my god, let's see what my raccoons were doing. I say dumplings too. Ooh. Magic your food? Do what? Meep meep meep. Oh, someone even did a TTS for Meep. Cryptid wearing bunny ears? Oh, I should have. Maybe I'll do that for next year. That would be cute. Brother's family pants? Nice. Right, you've been wanting to share with the community for weeks, but my output is terrible. How about you, friend? Ooh. Eat, sleep, and try not to throw my controller playing MLB, the show.
What show? What show is MLB? I just think Miraculous Ladybug, but I'm like, I don't think that's it. Meat goes by broken and I seen around the writing. What? Oh, anyway, but hello, I am back. I has pizza that I'll be eating in a little bit. I'm excited for. So yeah, let's go ahead and keep hanging out. How are my raccoons? Were you guys all behaving while I was gone? It looks like it. I don't think you guys did anything too crazy. But I really like the idea of having bunny ears. Little jackalope bunny ears for next year. That would be cute, right? Various streaming things, eating chocolate, maybe some baking. Ooh. Bought myself some lamb, which is traditional here, but I normally consider it too expensive. Oh, what a nice little treat. Have you watched My Little Pony? Oh, is that what it is? Oh, it's My Little... Wait, no, it's not P, it's MLB. Miraculous Ladybug, not MLB. That'd be Miraculous... That would be My Little Bony Nut. That's not the same. Oh, it's baseball? Oh, it's baseball. I thought it was Miraculous Ladybug. Oopsie. So the 9mm point at Liam's face told him everything. Oh no, I forgot to arson and riot while Cryptid was gone. Major League Baseball. Why does it have the same acronym as the great and famous Miraculous Ladybug? You know, baseball needs to reconsider that acronym. Obviously, one of these things came first. Am I right? Am I right? I watched your writing 50k words during a live stream. Oh, thank you. I know Archie sometimes watches, Zoe, you're in chat, sometimes watches the VODs. I'm like over here like, wait, other people watch the VODs. Oh my god. Yeah, November. You're gonna do another at some point? Yes, I definitely love to do that again for November. I'll see if I can do it sooner. But remember, you know, it's also like Cryptid Roots is also a business. It's a business we run every day. We make a lot of patches and embroidery. Yes, great and famous. Not heard of bronies? Bro ponies? What? But yeah. So I would like to definitely for November. I probably not do 30 days straight, like back to back, like I did in November any other month. But I would like to do writing live on stream again. I would like to do maybe some fun things where I just take like a really shitty, stupid idea, and I'm like, here's my shitty, stupid idea. I'm gonna write a rough draft about it, and it's totally fine that it sucks, because it's a rough draft. And I'll do that live on stream, that kind of thing. I'd like to do that in some smaller things, but as far as like the 30 days, every single day of writing, that will probably just be November. You have a business I've watched for weeks and didn't know. Can you give us the rundown? Can we support you? Yeah, Cryptid Roots is a business me and Roots have been running for years. We are a patch embroidery specialist. I actually got my degree in sewing. And then Roots learned embroidery with me during the COVID lockdowns during 2020. And we launched Cryptid Roots in late 2020 or early 2021. You can find us mostly on Etsy. We're gonna have our own store up soon, but yeah, you can see Cryptid Roots on Etsy. We have patches, sometimes we have beanies, sometimes we have handmade apparel. I do a lot of hand sewing, and I make cool garments to wear sometimes. Sometimes I also post hand quilted quilts that are spooky, so I make a spooky gothic quilt sometimes. Oh, it's also poetry month for some. If I was actually good at poetry, maybe I consider it, but that's not what sparks me joy. That's not for this blue cryptid, not right now. But yeah, Casper, we have a little Etsy shop. We've been Cryptid Roots as a business for years, and then as a fun little thing, because I hated showing my face too much for the business, for the TikToks and stuff, I was like, oh man, everyone else does this VTuber stuff. They say VTubers can be for anything. What if instead of showing my face for the business, what if we had Cryptid for Cryptid Roots, and she would be a little cryptid who runs the business, and I'll be Cryptid, and I can show her face, and she's a VTuber, so her face and her makeup and her hair always looks good, and I don't have to worry about it as much. And so that's what we got. This is the customizable Suica model. And then to learn it, because everyone's like, oh, you had to learn how to do it. And I was like, okay, I had to learn how to do it. So I'll just start Twitch streaming and stuff and learn how to use this model, right? And I was going to make sewing and embroidery content, because that's what the business is, right? knitting content. I was going to do maybe some tapestry stuff too. I was going to do all these crafting things. But first I had to learn how to do the model. And everyone said, yeah, take the time to learn the model while no one's watching you when you start streaming. So in November, I'm like, okay, I just need to do something I like. I'm just going to learn how to pilot the model and how to do the streaming. And all the different stuff. And then people started watching. And Cryptid actually ended up becoming this reading and writing channel and this critique channel. But in the future, I'd like to have some more of the sewing stuff too, and the embroidery, and some small business Q&A stuff. That will probably be saved for YouTube. I'll probably make YouTube videos for the Cryptid Roots YouTube channel. That's about the business, that's about embroidery and sewing and quilting, all the other stuff. And then the Twitch streams will be staying writing, critique, and some other adjacent stuff. Yeah, instead of sewing content becomes writing and reading content instead. Because it was supposed to just be a fun little thing. Like, hey, what's something you can talk about for hours and learn how to pilot your model and learn how to do all this stuff. And I was like, oh, I can talk about writing. I can do a little rough draft. It's November. I'll do that. And I made myself, it was 30 days to write 50k words because it was November. You know, that's the old NaNoWriMo challenge. But for me, it was like, hey, I'm going to show up 30 days. Every day I'll become slightly better at streaming. Watch her do a cartwheel. Right? So it's one of those funny things, and it's just, we built up this amazing community instead. So I'm like, okay, yeah, you know, we're always pivoting in business. So I'm like, yeah, we just pivoted. We're doing reading and writing stuff now. Okay, I'll focus. You just bought the Cult of the Lamb iron-on. Oh wait, thank you. Thanks for inspiring me to write more. I can't wait to share one day. Casper, we're so excited to have you on here in the future. Thank you so much. That's so sweet. Oh my god. Thank goodness I don't have a blush toggle yet. Whew. Oh, you have 40 minutes before you gotta run. Ah! So I didn't need anything to mention. All good. Okay, watch. Let's see. Please, not pleasure. And then the cute RR comes in. Nope, okay, we're gonna focus. So the guy points the 9mm aimed at Liam's face, told him everything. Who sent you? The man demanded of Liam, who shook slightly. All his guns were still in the upper floors of the Pines. We don't get the client's name, Liam said and raised his hands. Just go where we're told. It wasn't a lie, exactly. The family had started small, hired muscle and running drugs. And the jobs just kept getting bigger. This one was supposed to set them up for a few lazy years. Take out the head of a rival crime ring for another. No one told them that crazy freaks with glowing eyes were guarding the bastard. Just a small note with a name and location. Delivered to Ma's Bakery and a bouquet of roses. The usual. I don't buy that. Someone sent you, the man said, his voice cracking with a hiccup. He was damn near hysterical. Another lord? Shit, what's this guy smoking? Liam had seen this guy before. He was hanging around the hotel this morning, lugging mountains of suitcases out of black SUVs. Man, he looked spun, like he was dragged through a knothole backwards. Most of them are dead up there, and look like they treated you like trash. Just walk away, Liam urged. He kept his hands up, but tried to step back. You don't understand. I'm chosen. I serve, and I am rewarded, he said, his mouth foaming. Oh. What? The door to the stairwell opened, and Hunter stepped out. He froze when he saw the sickly man and Liam facing each other down. Oh, I thought Hunter was right behind us, even though he was... Yeah, his long gait helped him keep pace with Liam. Liam was first up the steps of the garage. And then he was up the steps and then halfway to their car when that guy stepped out. I thought Hunter was right behind him. Showed up, it hurts a lot less. Oh, okay, you do have the drugs. You got the good stuff in you. But when I rotate, it is kind of stuttering. Very ew, don't recommend. That's like car terms, right? When you mention like your car stuttering or something, it's making stuttering noises. I'm so sorry, Duncan. One, I'm glad you're not in too much pain anymore. Thank goodness. But yeah, he was limping up the stairs. I can add a cue that he was slowing down. Yeah, because it was definitely like he was limping, but then it says his gait helped him keep pace with Liam. So keeping pace means like that person is like right next to you or right beside you. So I thought he was right beside us. Liam was just ahead of him, got up first to the garage, and was halfway to the car. Me thinking Hunter's right behind us. And then all this happened. But okay, he's not. So yeah, I would just clarify, maybe even get rid of the helped him keep pace. Just to clarify, like, yeah, Hunter is behind. He is slowing down. He is behind us. Liam was fighting back with a smile now. I ain't sure what they have you on, but it might be best to step off. The man's eyes were wide and wild, rolling like a horse about to bolt. You don't get it. The man took a step forward, but Hunter was behind him in an instant. His large hand closed over the man's jaw, and he pushed on his shoulder. There was a sick crunch, and the man collapsed in a heap on the concrete. They looked at each other for a minute before releasing a deep breath. Liam pumped his fist in the air and began to laugh. That was close. I'm glad you're here to watch my back, little brother. Let's get the fuck out of here. This guy was nuts, and Liam didn't think he'd have been able to talk him down. Meat? What's the meat? Oh, an ice storm for you, Kunst? Oh, jeez. Archie in the corner ready to panic for a raid that might not come in. Ah! Archie, you're okay. I think we need like a little calm down peace sign. Saying not all strangers are hunters. Are cryptid hunters for poor Archie? Oh no, just to help his heart rate. Poor Archie. Keeps battle storm to be here. That's dedication. Hunter said nothing as they jumped in the Barracuda and fired up the Hemi engine? I don't think I've heard that before. It roared to life and sped off out of the garage, leaving the godforsaken Golden Pines Hotel in the rearview mirror. That is then it's a scene break. So that, what page are we on? Oh, start at page 6. I actually read more than I thought for you, Hayden. So that's good. So that is part 1 of the prologue. That's the first part of the prologue. Then it continues actually. So we actually get to halfway through page 8. One of my first concerns with this being a prologue specifically is I'm worried this might be too long for a prologue. If for a prologue, because it's kind of a pre-chapter 1, we have a different timeline, we sometimes have different characters, we have a different point of view. So sometimes when it goes on too long, readers get used to this is the point of view, this is the timeline, these are the characters we're following for the story. And then you change it, you pivot for chapter 1 and onwards. And then it's a little bit of like whiplash for the readers. We're like, wait, what? And you got to catch up. So normally with a prologue, we want it a little bit more condensed, a little bit more jam-packed in there. We want a really cool, interesting scene or an important scene that's earned its spot before chapter 1. But we don't want to linger on it too long, because otherwise it's that hard pivot to then go into the main story. Unlikely able to talk him down. Let's go down. This guy was nuts, and Liam didn't think he'd have been able to talk him down. Wait, what? Wait. Oh, for me talking about being a cringe teenager, I thought it was really funny. The part 1 and 2, it was funny. Unlikely able to talk him down. It was Liam didn't think he'd have been able to talk him down. The second half is just them telling Ma and Liam blaming himself. The later factor does come into play more later, but I can add to the elevator scene and cut the rest off. Prologue versus epilogue. Okay, were you asking an epilogue? Yeah, it's prologue and epilogue. It's a little before and after, and normally there's a time skip, there's a change in point of view, there's a change in the character, there's something different. That's why it's not chapter 1 or your last chapter, because there's a time skip. You're point of view of a different character. There's something different about it compared to the main body of the story that you're following along with. That's why it's a prologue versus chapter 1 or an epilogue compared to the last chapter. It's a little bit different. We are forced to think that Liam didn't think that he could talk him down. Yeah, I'm just saying, like, whatever you wrote is not what was... You said unlikely able to talk him down. So Liam didn't think he'd have been able to talk him down. And then this is Liam kind of talking about it, so I think it's fine. You're saying, oh, okay. Show versus tell a bit more. Okay, yeah. If this was a shorter prologue, I'm not too obsessed with every single thing has to be show versus tell, because it is shorter. So we can have a little bit of tell as long as it's well put off and you have some other show to balance it. And also, it's more of a line edit. I'll point it out sometimes with that stuff, but, you know, typically I try to go, like, the bigger concepts first if I can. And then we get to narrow stuff. And then if I find, like, minor copy edit stuff, like minor grammar stuff, I'll point it out. Because why not? If I see it, I'll point it out. But yeah, looking at the bigger concept stuff, I definitely think for a prologue, maybe make it a little bit more condensed. Right? Short, snappy, whatever the cool scene is. We have a few different scenes here. Oh, like he looks rattled? Well, he's yeah. Anyway, but yeah, so that, I'll stop nitpicking your critique, because we're all here to critique, so I don't know why I'm critiquing your critique. That's not cool with me. Well, I'm new here, but so far this looks really interesting. Hello, is it Aria Rose? Welcome on in. I hope you like hanging out with us. But yeah, this is a little critique circle I have on here for the Twitch. And it's little raccoons submit their stories and stuff in the Discord. There's now a Google form for over there. Kind of will help that better. Yeah. So, what was I saying? But yeah, so people submit their stuff here, and I try to give 1 or 2 pieces of critique. My raccoons here in chat can also offer critique, but the main thing is we're all going to be nice about it, right? We're never going to tear apart our work. We're never going to spit and say it's stupid or boring or whatever. It's all about how can we all improve together as storytellers, because all of us can improve. I'll even be the first to admit I can improve, right? So that's kind of the vibe here. It's that little writing critique circle that we don't always get in person, so hey, we'll have it here on Twitch chat instead. It's all good. My work making my thinker rushed. Apology if I felt nitpicked too. All good. Hey, I was worried. I think I was being nitpicky on your nitpick. I think that's why I was like, wait a second. Why am I nitpicking what Creative One is saying? That's not right of me either. But yeah, thank you for pointing it out, Creative One. I'm sorry if I seemed like I was nitpicking you. I think it's just almost 1 a.m. over here, and I was just letting my thoughts spiral. It's an internalization. I'm not upset. I'm never bothered. Yeah, Hayden's a very good raccoon over here. They're a strong, tough writer. Welcome to the swamp, or the dumpster, or the abandoned store. A lot of stuff over in here in Cryptid Land. But yeah, welcome on in. I hope you like hanging out with us. So yeah, the first thing for the first critique is I try to do at least 2. I say try to condense it a little bit. We normally want a very, very strong scene for that prologue. Because again, I always say I'm not against a prologue. But man, that prologue's got to earn its spot for chapter 1. So we're normally looking at a very impactful scene or 2. So this one, on a technical one, we look at what has happened here. We have the one scene of them fleeing and escaping in the elevator and having that tension of them fighting, but oh god, like they've lost Eli, they've lost one of their brothers. We then have the second scene of them being outside and escaping the authorities by pretending to be security and just staff members and not the killers who killed all those mob people, right? Then we have a third scene. They've made it to the garage. They've interacted with this crazy guy who pulls out a gun as like question like who sent you, and then Hunter kills that dude and they can escape. So that's 3 separate scenes here, and that's only in the first part. We then have a second part that I haven't read yet. So when we have this many scenes back to back, it's like, is this a prologue? Or is this just chapter 1? First brush with the vampires they encounter later. Ooh, very interesting. So I'm wondering if we still want the same amount of information. Do we want to maybe start, I don't know, a little bit, but some way that we can condense this a little bit and then some of the extra information is shown in flashbacks, recalled upon the characters think about it in the main story, but just choosing what is the most pivotal scene here to kind of show as the prologue, and then expanding that one scene to kind of show you what I mean. I was explaining like, oh yeah, there's multiple scenes already, and then there's a second half to this prologue. Like what parts can be done in flashback. Flashbacks are always fun. I think it definitely depends on the writer. Some writers love having flashbacks, maybe even a little bit too much for some writers. And other writers are like, no, please, I don't want to do it. It's how we're on a rewatch Buddy Daddies now. Eli? Did I say it wrong? Oh, Eli. Okay. Staying for sure is. Okay. Are you calling me out? I'm calling anybody out. Anything that we struggle with, I promise you, I fucking promise you, 100 bajillion writers have struggled with it before. There is no unique struggle in writing. Anything that's an issue for a critique or something that's pointed out for you, many writers have struggled with it before. Everyone always has struggled with it before. I always read them first time around, but if I reread a book with them, you always skip the flashbacks. Oh, how interesting. Let's see here. The Dark Fantasy version, Broken Maces? Wait, what? But yeah, so that would be trying to condense a little bit, choosing the most important scenes here to highlight it, to really grab the reader's attention, but not go so far that we think this is the main storyline, this is the main action we're following, and then chapter 1 starts and we're pushed forward 4 years earlier, right? And then we can see some of the other scenes you have here just in flashbacks or just being referenced. True dark fantasy be like everyone is happy, ... You love your story, so I'm glad I can get fresh eyes. I'm so glad you love it, and also I'm so glad we got to read it here. Thank you so much, Heidenheart. I'm so sorry that you have the time crunch soon. I didn't even pay attention to the clock. I don't know how much more time you have. You feel called out. Is Barry's perfectionism keeps clashing with her father's memory? But yeah, so that is the first critique. Did I say a second critique? Someone let me know. Did I say a second one, or did I only do the first one? I don't know, right? I normally try to do two. So the one I would say is condensing, choosing this pivotal scene for the epilogue. For the prologue. Dear God, I can't even speak right anymore. I'm just looking at my pizza next to me, waiting to eat it as soon as stream ends. I can squeeze 10 more? Okay, for the second critique then, before you go in the next few minutes, for the individual scenes, this is going to be really, really wonky. I said it's going to seem almost counterintuitive to what I said last time. I think the individual scenes and sequences we're getting could actually be longer and have more detail. I know that's probably you're like, you just said condense stuff. You said get rid of some stuff, Cryptid. I think for the prologue, choose the most important scene or two. I think you can still pull off more than one scene because they are kind of back to back, right? So choosing the most important part, but then really, I think we could get more details. We could get more emotions. We could get some more craziness, the stuff they're noticing with the adrenaline, the stuff they're missing because of the adrenaline rush. Pick one, but make it longer. You get it. I think you don't even have to narrow yourself to one. I think you could even do 2 scenes here. Like I said, this first half is 3 or 4 scenes. I think you could still choose like 2 or so, but then make them longer. Really make us live this experience with them. Make the fucking trauma, the craziness of these monsters. Because they don't know these are vampires, right? Yet they have no idea that's what they were fighting. How we have this quick little reference. Oh, look, they were hard to kill bastards. They were leaking weird blood. They were really hard to kill. We had that as a quick reference. No, we could go all in on this. He's. Pick one. Oh, thank you for the follow, and hey, I hope you like hanging out with the cryptic cult. So yeah, I'd say condense it with what scope you're covering, and then whatever section you choose, I think go all in on it. Make it so impactful, make it crazy, make it like a lived-in experience. You're watching me on my ebook reader that has max frame rate of 10 frames per second. This seems like a really good stream and pretty chill. Oh, thank you. My parents don't know I can watch Twitch on it. Oh my goodness. Yeah, yeah. Well, thank you so much for stopping by. Eat your gosh darn pizza. I will. Soon, give me a second. But yeah, for hide and heart, because I know you're gonna go and you've been waiting for a little bit. Those are the 2 tips I have for this. And then I think if you do those, I think this will be
Trauma is the seasoning of life, makes it spicy.
you know, it's the spicy stuff you're allergic to. So that's why I'm gonna eat this goddamn pizza. It's so yummy. Ow. Okay, I know it's burnt as fuck, but it's still actually really good. PTSD is the second seasoning. But otherwise, thank you so much, Hide and Heart. I'm so glad we got to cover this stuff with you today. Thank you so much. You guys might have noticed, I believe they are now the mod over on our Discord server. They are our first mod added to the team. I'm really, really excited. And let me go ahead and go here. Oh, it's a novella about 2 sets of siblings that have to team up to survive LA when vampires turn into zombies. Oh, that's so great. I actually really like that idea. Zombies and vampires. Vampires that turn into zombies. I like it. I can go ahead and delete this one. There we go. But otherwise, mod. So yeah, this is the new system. Again, if it's wonky, if there's any issues with it, then hey, we can always change it just like we changed it this time. I'll always be keeping and improving this, trying to figure out a better system that works for us, but this is one of the first changes that we made to help with the queue. Bye, Hide and Heart. Thank you so much. Can't cross any road without panicking a little bit in my head. Oh yeah, I feel ya. I get really anxious with sometimes scary car ride situations because I've been the passenger in 3 separate car accidents. So I'm actually a really nervous driver. So I definitely I get really nervous. I actually try not to drive. I'm total passenger princess now, but even as a passenger princess, I'm still like, I'm still shaking my boots sometimes when like there's a crazy driver on the road or like the person driving's a little too fast. That's such a logical step for what? But yeah, but one of them. So I definitely get like the little bit like you keep experiencing something, and then for the rest of your life, you're like, oh, I don't know, I'm a little shaky in my boots. It's a little nerve wracking. It's a little fucking nerve wracking. But otherwise, we did the first story submission, which was someone's first written piece ever tonight, which was really, really cool and a big honor to read and to give them feedback and to work on story and world building, which is such huge things to tackle, especially as a new writer. But I hope that their stuff wasn't too intimidating and that they take it to heart and that they can make a wonderful piece that they're proud of that maybe we'll get to see more of in the future. We got to catch up on Raccoon Channel 6 news. I loved that. I'm so glad to catch up with that. That was a real treat. Oh, going vampire to zombie. It's so logical. Yeah. It's a cool idea, right? I really like it. And then we also got to read up from Hide and Heart. We introduced the new Google Docs today, the new Google submission forms. We introduced this little guy over here, this little bouncing guy, this little text-to-speech guy, which I'm excited with. We'll work on the audio sound later. I'm writing a choose-your-own-adventure game using ChoiceScript. You can play it on a browser like Google Chrome or Firefox, but it's not a Google Doc, which it says is preferred. Does that mean I shouldn't share it in a short story or SM instead? I don't know what SM is, unless it's like social media. If you can, just write out whatever like your script is. Like if your thing is because always I had to keep playing the game over and over again to see your different options. And when we're doing this, right, it's not like me like sponsoring you and like playing your game like, oh yeah, go read this thing instead, right? We're looking at it overall. So normally with other choose your own adventure games, the person did like as a little script in a Google Doc thing went, oh, here's character A. Here are the voice lines they did. And then they'll show the 2 different options. Option A. Or option B. And then like a little write out what happens. So they normally like wrote it out. They were like writing out what happened. That way we could actually read through it and see what the story was and give feedback without having to replay the story to do all the different ending options or stuff like that. We could just see what the story was as a whole. You got vampires and a vampire demon and a zombie demon. The zombie demon.
Pineapple pizza is the best pizza, lol.
Get out of here, banned. Get banned now. I mean, he's also in Barry's 4th book, and I think she's been mentioned already in book 1 from Where You Are. It's that Calamity, Barry's ancestor Matt. I don't know how to say it. I always said Matt. Fought with Sunreal. Okay. Heathen. Gonna take another bite real quick. Yeah, it's a filthy Commander Roots supporter liking pineapple pizza. Okay, it's written and coded in the same thing. But it's all good. I don't mind just supporting others by seeing their stuff. Thanks for clarifying. Mott. Mott rhymes with bot. Mott and bot. Got it. Your story has none of that, but it does cover topics of suicide and self-harm. So if it's like super, super graphic, like if it's like multiple pages and paragraphs like explaining the self-harm and how the person's cutting it for pages and pages. Like if it's like super graphic and explicit, I'd be like, okay, maybe I don't want that quite read on stream because these VODs are saved on YouTube. Maybe that's a little too much. But in general, like, yeah, we had someone earlier today, the very first submission, right? Theirs had self-harm because they were jamming rocks for superpowers underneath their flesh, right? And that's fine. Like, writing in general has, my first story for November, right? Was all about murder and torture and the horrific things that happened to my characters. We can have murder, we can have gruesome stuff, we can have that last story from Lionheart, right? Had people being shot up at, and that one wasn't very super graphic. We can even have it a little bit graphic for self-harm and fighting, and stuff like that. But if it's super, super explicit, I'd be like, hey, just for my own mental health over here, and then for also the fact it's going to be on YouTube later, maybe we can pare it back a bit. Some people even submit their stuff beyond those scenes. They might do their intro in the first few pages, and then they cut out, like, hey, insert graphic descriptions of self-harm. And then I'll be like, okay, and then it just continues after that. And the mental effect it has not, that's probably going to be fine. And if it's not, hey, you're not going to get in trouble or anything. I gave you the go-ahead, right? You're not in trouble for anything. If it gets too much, if we realize through rereading, oh, I'm like, hey, wait, actually, this isn't something I was comfortable reading with. Nobody's in trouble. It's all okay. I might just stop it where I'm at and be like, oh, okay, wait, I don't think I'm comfy to keep reading. And we go up, and let me just give you the critique on what we read so far. And then if you'd like to continue and critique in the future, then you just submit it after that section, right? It's not a big deal. I think sometimes people are worried about submitting because they're like, is this gonna break the rules? Oh no. And the worst thing that'll happen is, hey, the blue person will stop reading it, give you a critique on what she read so far instead of the whole thing. And then we just continue another section, that's all. That's the worst case scenario. It's not gonna be too bad. You need to start chapter 9 instead of been working on a spin-off? Ooh. Yeah, trigger for certain things. Nothing has hit that yet, and I know where the mute button is. Yep. Same thing. Sometimes, like, the only reason we have the not explicit sex scene stuff, that wasn't a rule at first, and then people were submitting that, and I was like, oh, like, when I was reading it, when I was, like, there live on stream and I was reading, I'm like, oh, actually, I'm not comfy reading this live on stream. This is a little bit embarrassing for me. I don't really like this. And then nobody got in trouble. It was just like, hey, I'm not going to read this part. That's all. Let me just give a critique on everything else. And then that was a rule. So, like, hey, it's not the end of the world. We'll all learn these rules together. I'm still a new streamer. I'm still a baby streamer. I've only been doing this for a few months. So a lot of rules that happen will be us figuring out those rules together. We just put spicy, saucy puppet show and move to next scene. Yeah, some people have done. They're like, oh, this is an explicit scene, and then we skip past that. They'll like edit it out and stuff for the version they send me. Someone else does like there was like graphic stuff of some other nature that wasn't sexy. They're like, oh, graphic depiction of this, and we skipped it. And then they kissed. Banned. That's way too graphic. Okay, chat, what ads do you think happens when the Raccoon News takes a break? I think it would be some skunks advertising some Dr. Stinkers as like a puppet show. because they don't actually have the budget to do the whole animated commercial thing yet. I think it's like the two curtains, and they stick their little skunk paw through between the curtains, holding a can of Dr. Stinkers, and you just hear the muffled voice of the skunk behind the two curtains being like, "Oh, bye, Dr. Stinkers." Never been out. Love the cozy vibe and constructive, Chris. Aw, thank you. Hey, I hope you having fun. Blah 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 blah. Hope you like hanging out with the Cryptid cult. We try to have a good little community here. They have a rotten banana as one of the puppets. Maybe a broken G.I. Joe. A little messed up Barbie. But yeah. Are censored using the black highlight in Google Docs. Good idea. But yeah, that's the general vibe. But also, wait, I got distracted. That's Casper. Casper had the Choose Your Own Adventure game. If it is in the code and you can't separate it for a Google Docs for some reason, I guess I could play the game. Is it like does it still fit within the guidelines of everything else? It's not like gonna be like too sexy of a Choose Your Own Adventure game, right? The spin-off is gonna look like a government document with jokes and innuendos. Oh, that's gonna be funny. That's gonna be a funny little project. Ow. I wonder if Casper already left. Let me message them on Discord then. Let me see here. Chatting section. I wonder their username is. I think this is them. At least has Casper in the name. Oh, if we can still critique it. Okay. But yeah, sorry, that was just a little quick message because I don't think Casper is still in the chat. Ooh, Windows? Oh, did you guys see it? No, I don't think you guys saw the Discord. But yeah. But otherwise, it is past 1 a.m. We got some different stories done today. We introduced a lot of new fun stuff for the channel. I think, if you guys are okay with it, I actually want to relax for a little bit and eat my pizza off stream. So if you guys are good, I think I'm actually going to end stream here tonight. I hope you guys all have a wonderful, comfy, cozy night. If you are any of the new raccoons and you want to stay up to date on when I stream, or any updates like that, or introduce your own thing into the story queue, there is a Discord. Enjoy your pineapple pizza. It's not a pineapple pizza. I'm a cryptid of high quality taste. Oh, let me go here. Wait. I'll go ahead and do the thingamajig. There we go. There's also the link right there, right here in chat for the Discord. If you're any of our new raccoons in the chat and you want to join, hang out with us, ask questions, get some critique in the future, anything like that. It was nice finding your channel. I'll be sure to come by for the next stream. Thank you so much. We'll be happy to have you. I stream every other day. So I won't be streaming the next night. I'll be streaming the night after. And if there's anything like a health issue or I'm just not feeling good, I give updates in the Discord to let you know when a stream is canceled or when there's a makeup stream afterwards. Anything like that. But otherwise, I had such a blast today. I had such fun reading two new raccoon stories today and catching up on Raccoon Channel 6 news. I am so happy we got that done. That was such a nice treat. After working to get the queue finished last month, I was like, no, I'm getting through the queue just so I can read the Raccoon Channel 6 news for April. So that was really fun. You made a new word today? Hi Vera. So thank you everyone. I hope you guys have a wonderful cozy night. Thank you guys for being amazing raccoons as always, and I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.